Hi there, almost finished. Hello there everyone, my name is Vtuber and I'm your host and your voice here to entertain you. I may or may not have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. And it seems my stream is like really lagging at the moment. About to start and about disable to start, yada yada stuff, on list, yada yada things. Yeah, most of the things are in order. Don't ever think too much about it. Hi there, good kings. Today we'll be drawing your stuff. And yes, I do sound tired because I ate something that made me a little bit sleepy. Hold on a little bit, I'm still figuring out some of the things up. Yes, this one. Alright, now the thingy's there. There's only like a few lines left, and then I'll be like starting the drawing, the coloring. If I remember what I've been using line M, right. Yep, line M it is. Adjust you to 45 for line art. And also play some music too. I was gonna do. Oop, nice. Why that? Let's do something stupid. Okay. I know at this moment there's not a lot of people doing like group chat. Might surprise meeting someone new here. Who knows? Oh, hi there.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, doing great, doing great. A little bit of chat, a little bit of drawing, a little bit of streamings.
Hey, there you go. Nothing wrong with that. It's a good night. I'll continue to do that, so that's perfect.
Yep.
Oh. Looking at your art, that's fantastic. Lovely line work. I like your line work on your art that I'm looking at the top.
I haven't really finished yet, and there's still like arms I have to draw in here. You can see like the complete void of hand here.
Yeah. Nah, but it looks great.
Yeah. Actually, I was like doing like 2 commission work at the same time. Like this one is another one, the animations I'm working on.
Sick. That's super cute.
Haven't really finished the entire like animation drawing yet. It's going to wait a little bit for it to start playing.
Yeah. It's still super adorable.
This is just a placeholder. I have the actual animation in another side. Ooh, Ooh, too bad. Whip search.
Please, said no.
Oh. Whip search is blocked.
Wait. There we go. Jeez.
So originally it's just going to slowly creep toward the screen, and then this thing ran out of powers.
Oh. Wow.
I haven't finished drawing yet. Like the proper line art. This is just rough animations.
Still, that's bad cute. Okay. Jeez.
And then this is I'm going to like render like the placeholder like animation thing on separate layers, like this particular one.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I still have to finish drawing this first.
Yeah. That's super neat. God, you're talented.
And this one, I might have to change the eyes a little bit. Need to look up a little bit more, because this eye is looking up.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, drawing is like a constant, like doing edit on stuff. Like even you draw bad in the first place, it's like you can just keep on editing until it looks good.
Yeah, it's all perception and adjustment.
Yeah, like how you adjust the like most people would like can say this properly. It's like art is just illusions of preference. You just have to keep on drawing until the point that it's just suited your own taste and other people's taste in the same time.
Yeah, I know. I do photography, so it's not the same in the sense that the artistic expression that goes into drawing something from scratch does, but at the same time, it's a lot of angle work and kind of understanding the anatomy of the image and what the person is wanting.
Yeah, and also the moment. For photography, it's always the patience.
Yeah. It's the right lighting, the right setting, the right...
Worst thing is back in the days when you're still using the film. Holy shit, you have to...
Oh, God.
You also have to have fast fingers.
Yeah, and you never really knew if the image turned out the way you wanted it to until after the fact and it was too late.
Yeah, and also like when you kind of like, I only got 5 shots left. When do I need to take another shot?
Yeah, it's like, hold that pose. I'm going to do 2 more pictures in that pose just to be on the safe side, and then use the last 3 on whatever else we decide to do.
Nowadays with digital, just like spam the shit out of it.
Oh, exact. No, yeah, now it's just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to take, 68 photos in a matter of like 2 seconds, and if you blink, that's going to be 40 images, but there's going to at least be 20 that are good.
Yeah, I work on photography too.
Sick.
Mine is more... I won't really say professional, it's more like, like those kind of people who does photography in a booth. Yeah, I'm basically used to work as a setup crew for those kind of things. And then I also take the photograph.
Oh.
But it's more like, like you set up an event, you put a spot in there, people come in, you just say, look at the camera, smile!
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but my job is basically like, generally it's like doing the setup first. Hello there. Hold on a little bit. Oh no, it's the purple screen of death. Ah, it's back. Now I can see you. Did you fall asleep? Oh. Hold on a little bit. I was in the drawing zone a little bit. Let me finish this one more line and things will be done. I'm so used to like having like using like the same pen to like erase stuff. I think it become like a super habit for me to almost just use Clip Studio at this point. Like there's no other art software have this. Oh, wait.
I still couldn't fucking okay.
Now I can. Now I hear you. Hello there.
I literally can't move out of my.
And now he's gone. Yeah, maybe. Ooh, it's Gary the Snail. Hello there. Yeah, I'm still like doing a little bit of drawing stuff going on there. The handshake pose.
Ow. Ow.
Yee. Still working a lot on that. Later on I'll do the coloring, this and that other stuff. So far most of the things is good. I think I need to change the angle of the clothes a little bit. Like this particular part. And then later on I have to finish all the animation in this. No, not this one. And this one. Yeah, today I'm going to finish this one.
Ow.
And most of my like audience will be like, are you talking to Snail? Yes, I am talking to Snail. Yeah, like it's too bad you guys can't hear the sound effect and everything.
Ow.
Yeah, if you kind of notice, if you listen to the music and the like engine revving sound, like you would know like this is Mega XLR, like reference. And like do like so serious things and then like those kind of like crappy mall like ride. Yeah, still doing like lots of like teaching other people animations too. Yee. Oh no, I just noticed your eyes actually just moved. You know, maybe in the future I might like make a few like free assets just for Vtuber, like people can like use it, like you know, like those kind of like reactive thingy. Yeah, and that like making animated reactive is kind of like my specialty. Yeah. It's like I'm using, as you guys kind of like noticed, like I'm using like the Clip Studio Paint. So when I actually make something look like Live 2D, actually it's like fully purely like did it on Clip Studio Paint. Like even the rest of my other works. Ah, yes, this one. on. This is one of my latest animation. Yeah. Ta-da! It's actually a GIF, and if anyone don't know the fact like this thing is a GIF, it actually amazed them a lot, because GIF and like GIF and what we call it again, GIF and like gradient doesn't like gel well together. So when you see like there's a high quality rendering when it and like animation at the same time, people will be like, holy shit, how do you have such a like a clean like gradient line? Well, that's the new technologies of like GIF. It's called GIFski. When you like convert video into like video format into like a GIF format, you get like a very clean colors, because sometimes you have too many like gradient colors. GIF only have like a very limited amount of colors, so when you kind of export it, it will have something weird popping out. Imagine like your left and right arm will be different colors, or like maybe like if you have like too much gradient, it doesn't have like the like the color data of that particular colors, so they kind of replace it with something else. They can't do blending that well, because again, they only have like 16-bit of colors. Not 16-bit, they only have 16-bit. Oh no, I nerd him away. Yeah, I guess there's no more people here. It's a good warm-up. It's a good warm-up. There's still quite a lot of things that we have to do. Alright boys, let's give this thing a pause. There's not lots of people here today. Technically, usually all my days I don't really have lots of people. You can like kind of like see this thing. My time usually have 0 people. I'm not sure what to feel sad or feel happy about it. Sometimes refresh does help a little bit. Who knows? I might meet some new people there. And also, readjusting the eye. This one's going to be a little bit tricky. Yesterday I was yesterday is Monday, so I was like taking a break from that. But also there's the issues. Today I might not be able to do drawing that well. Have anyone already know that part that I have double vision issues? Yeah, right now, today, the color is very colorful. Like, even you look at this thing, you would say this is just a black line. For me, I'm seeing 2 colors at the same time. Like, in the centers of this thing, is like some sort of like bright beam is going on in here. I have no idea how to like explain it. It's just that something that my eyes have a hard time keeping stuff in track. Yeah, the handshake was like some things I add on later on with like the iteration of the idea. So it kind of like the post right now look a little bit out of place just because of that. So I need to do some fixing. Man, I'm tired. Yeah, just looking at the screen makes me like really tired. Because like how bad it is. My eyes is like seeing things right now. I can choose not to stream today, to be honest. It's not really like mandatory to stream, but yeah, I already took a break yesterday. I just didn't expect that today I have these issues. This is why I generally don't really have a scheduled break day, because I feel like, yeah, maybe like the day I took a break, my body's still functioning fine. And then like the like after I took a break, the next day, and then it'll be like my body is not functioning fine. So like I need to like not stream today, and then I feel like, shit. You know, that there's lots of things that go on in there.
Throws at you sometimes. Triumphs, betrayals, literal tons of tech news. It can be a lot, but don't worry, because I'm here to add more of that last one to the pile. You're strong. You can take it. Microsoft has apparently had enough of being called Microslop and has officially banned the word from the official Copilot Discord server. Naturally, this went as well as you could probably expect. After the filter went live, users responded with the maturity of, well, Discord users, and flooded the chat with creative variants of the Microsoft name, like Microslop with a 0 or Sloppy Soft, which was my nickname in college. A day later, the constant turmoil eventually
you
led to
challenge the
server's
internet.
moderators disabling message history and restricting posting altogether. What was Microsoft's strategy here? Fix Copilot's reputation by telling their most online users exactly which words they aren't allowed to say? The internet loves that! Maybe CEO Satya Nadella was just grumpy that apparently no one had listened to his blog post from December urging us to move past the idea of slop versus sophistication. He had a point. 10 years from now, you're gonna feel pretty foolish when you're slurping happily from the trough with all the
Yeah,
other
it
cookies.
rhymes so
So
well.
stop calling it slop. Investors can hear you. The Mobile World Congress kicked off today in Barcelona featuring a surprise guest. The new iPhone 17.
They dig that
just
hole
announced
themselves,
by
so
Apple. They
yeah,
almost never
don't complain
participate in
about
big
it.
tech conferences. The entire court is speculating that it's simply a ruse to impress the Duke's fair cousin. Muriel? Apple has finally fixed the largest complaint budget buyers had with the 16E by equipping the 17E with MagSafe. They also doubled the base storage to 256 gigabytes while maintaining the $599 price point. They're so good to us. Apple has also bumped the chip in the iPad Air from an M3 to an M4 while keeping its $600 MSRP, 128 gigabytes of base storage, and 12 gigabytes of RAM, which is so exciting.
Never tell
You'll
internet
probably
what to
want
do.
Not pre-order it on March 4th because it hit shelves on March 11th. Don't do it.
Like he definitely did not
Lineup.
take care of his
Apple's
kid
sudden
before.
appearance had the Android phones
Like
a little bit
they have
faster, but
zero
Xiaomi
idea how a
still managed
children
to show
behave.
off the Leica Lights Phone 17 Ultra, blurring the line between phone and DSLR camera by putting a big circle on the back. My brain is confused. What is it? Motorola showed off the Razr Fold, its first book-style foldable, and intriguingly, an enterprise-focused partnership with the Graphene OS Foundation. You know, the privacy-focused Android fork you can already install yourself, but now it will come in a suit, maybe made of a single layer of carbon atoms. You never know with these guys, but phones gotta connect somehow, so it's a good thing that Qualcomm announced their next-gen modem, which supports native 5G over satellite. And I'm just happy this wasn't a thing back in the year 2000, or Castaway starring Tom Hanks. Would have been a terrible film.
Over immediately.
But if you thought MWC was just for, you know, mobiles, you clearly underestimated just how much R&D money these companies leave completely unsupervised. Xiaomi unveiled the Vision GT electric supercar concept, which is going to be in the Gran Turismo racing game. You guys?
I can't wait.
Meanwhile, Lenovo brought enough concepts to Barcelona to fill a whole separate convention center. First, they showed off a concept for the Legion Go Fold, a foldable Windows gaming handheld, because the one thing missing from your portable Steam library is a mechanical hinge. And
Yeah, while like RAMs and like lots of stuff is getting a super shortage these days, you should just go to buy a bunch of RAM in Alibaba. Like, trust me, actually like low budget RAM, still currently like the slightly slower speed RAM. Technically, like here's the thing, like depends on the grade of like the computer part you have, okay? Is higher speed better? Yes. But right now you look at the highest speed one is like maybe like freaking like 2 to like 4,000, and I'm not even kidding about the price. $2 to like $4,000 right now. But the lower speed RAM, which does the same as shit. Like, here's the thing, like RAM speed has been like a buzzword for like a lot of like, you know, tech, you know, like those kind of tech places. Like Linus, like Tech Tips is one of them. It's like those kind of places like people like do lots of like testing, review, and talk about it. But you guys have to understand, when they kind of like do testing and all those kind of stuff, it's just a margin of improvement, tiny margin of improvement. So it's like, you back in the days, the price difference is just like, okay, you have like $200 RAM, okay, $200 like of like 16 gig RAM, okay. And then if you already pay $200, why don't you just pay $250 to get a 5% more juice out of it? But right now, that $250 one has jumped to like a, you know, like a astronomical like price. But the one that usually previously the $200 and the $150 one, they kind of still more or less remaining the same price. Heck, even in the more cheaper price because the speed is like weaker. Hello there. Ink justice, or ink, or Ryan Howard would say justice. By the way, hello there. Yeah, there's lots of things. Yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. Like today I haven't like do my hair, so it's a little bit like annoying. My hair is, I might have to like use this thing to raise it up. Usually I kind of like, you know, use like a, what they call it, the hair crimper, like what they gonna, like, you know, like the thing that you kind of like do like the hair iron. Yes, usually I iron my hair so like it have a little bit of like curl to it, so it's not poking my gosh dang fucking eyes. My hair is actually really straight with like, if I don't do anything about it, so it is like a very bad annoyance. And when it like reach a certain state, it just keep poking the shit out of my eyes. I know that I have friends with like super curly hair that is envy of my like straight hair, but I can tell the one thing, each got their own disadvantage. Just all I can say, like each got their own disadvantage. Oh, I can't see that well today. Oh, not good today. I took a break yesterday. Usually Monday is my break day, but there's a reason why I don't do like schedule break time, because currently my eyes is not doing very well. If you don't know, I have some ear issues, which cause me to have vertigo constantly, and my body condition is like every day is an RNG. Sometimes a little bit like muscle pain, sometimes it's just like my got a little back pain. Today, the RNG of the debuff I have today is my eyes are seeing double visions. Yeah, this is why just draw in your free times. You don't have to like just be like me. For me, it's like I have medical issues, so it's really hard for me to get a job in the first place. But if you are a normal person, just get a job. It's much more easier. Heck, you can even get a job and support me. That would be even much more like a better outcome for me. Who knows? You might become someone like rich in the futures. Well, either way, it's just a joke aside. It's just that, yeah. It's very important to kind of like, you know, to not think too much on like how social media portray a lot of people nowadays. They literally are just like working without learning anything. Oh, there are people here. Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
Yay, doing great, doing great.
That's great. You're nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Cat.
Hello.
Oh, are you doing art?
Yeah, a little bit drawing, a little bit of like streaming, a little bit of chatting in Vtuber.
I'm there. That's so cool.
Yeah, doing quite lots of things. Actually, I was doing like 2 commissions at the same time. Like this is one of like the illustration commissions. Drawing a profile pictures of someone OC, and then this one is animations. It's an alert animation for Hype Train. So I haven't done finish it yet. Yep.
Oh. Sorry, that's so cute. It's a little shark scooter thing.
Yeah, the shark scooter actually I'll render them like in separate image so I can like use it in video editing and stuff.
Ooh.
Haven't finished drawing yet, but yeah, close. Just a few more frames left.
I love it. This little side to side. Sorry, I just woke up. My voice is a little bad. I didn't think I'd get somebody streaming already.
I already like it depends on where you live. For me I'm Malaysian, so it's like, what time is it? 12:46 p.m. Why I had to leave? Sorry, I have to keep looking at the Gasheng clocks for that.
No, I'm the same way. It is 10:46 p.m. for me.
10:46. Nice.
I ate something I'm allergic to, so my throat's kind of cooked.
Oh. For me, I do have allergies too, but weirdly it doesn't affect my throat, it just affects my nose.
It didn't always, but I fear as the human body decays and gets older, it's getting a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah, for me, I'm not really sure. So I guess I always have it. I just don't care. And I do not know what the heck I'm allergic to. Sometimes, like, after dinner, I would be really hard to breathe. Some people might say, like, oh, you just eat too much. No, I literally can just like eat a little, and I still got a hard time to breathe because it's my nose, not my mouth.
That's not good. You should probably figure that out.
Nah, I still can use my mouth to breathe, but it's just have a hard time when I'm eating because my mouth is eating.
Sound like me. It doesn't bother me until it bothers me, and then it's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I need to use my mouth to eat.
That.
And my nose is clogged.
Yeah, that was me and milk. People were like, oh, you're lactose intolerant. I'm like, no. No, it makes me congested. It gives me an ear infection.
And for me, I'm just like starting to reach the age of like having back pain.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's a back pain.
Apparently, what my mom say is, I might have scoliosis. Being an artist is kind of comes into the territory because you have to bend your fucking back to just, draw 24/7.
It means that it comes with the territory of being an artist. Same.
Yeah, like being an artist, like your back, either you have back pain or like having arthritis or you have like eye issues, like stuff like those.
The eye issue I can definitely relate to. What's your lore?
Oh, my character lore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me do my normal opening, I guess. Good anytimes and wherever you are. My name is Kirivaka and I'm your host and your voice. With voice here to entertain you or may not. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I am the void, literally, that learns how to talk. Just that. I don't really have a face. This technical face that you're looking at is just a makeup. Else I'm just going to look really horrible. Like 2 white dots for
You're my
eyes.
cat. I call my cat Boy because he's a black cat. I'm messing with you. That's honestly really cool. It's a really unique concept. I like it.
Yeah, if you look closely, actually, my left and right eye have like slightly different size. The main thing is because, like, again, the entire face is makeup. It's two different eye contacts, so like it have like slightly different brands, so the size is different.
You're a little grainy, so instead of looking at you,
Oh yeah, like I forgot, like it's a little bit blurry, especially
you
when I'm in
are wearing
Malaysia.
purple or what app?
Technically, if you want, you can click into the stream and take a look at that.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. I have to ask which app because you know sometimes you got
Oh, YouTube.
different apps.
YouTube have like a higher clip, like fidelity. I put it in. I can switch my scene a little bit. You're not going to be. Ooh, totally forgot the time. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do have to like turn off my speed chat though. Usually when I do drawing, I actually have that thing turned off. Just have like infinite time. There's quite a lot of stuff that we still have to do. There is a lot of things to working out with. Hi there. Sorry. There's quite a lot of stuff that I'm still working on. Yeah, I totally forgot to set this thing in like the, you know, like those kind of forever mode. Because usually when I draw, I just like keep staying there in forever modes. Like anyone who connect to me, I just like, hey, this is just like a stroke of luck, and then just keep talking and drawing at the same time. Right now, I'm adjusting the pose. Oh, this guy. I think I accidentally like draw him like that one guy from Valorant. Like he have a free snipers. Like his ultimate is just a free snipers. I forgot his name. My friends play a lot. I don't. So I literally have no idea like whose name is whose. Since I'm not playing any game, I should just like switch back to my Nvidia like face tracking. Hold on a little bit. And hello there, we're back.
Hi, good to see you again.
Hold on a little bit, my face is still like stuck. Restarting like the face tracking thing.
Oh yeah. While you were away, it seems I've got a friend. I'm not sure what it is.
What friend?
It's a little blue thing. I had to play like rock, paper, scissors against it. Now it's zooming around my screen.
Oh, that one. If I remember, like Vtuber have been like adding quite a lot of stuff to like interacting with it. It's like sometimes like you can stop like Vtuber search. Sometimes you can do a little bit this, a little bit that.
Yeah, it's just zooming around my screen, being a little fella.
For me, usually I just like, you know, just draw while like doing Vtuber chat. If anyone just comment, I'll be like, hey, someone chat with while I'm drawing. Like, it's a much more pleasant time than just like staying silent most of the time. We just like sit there and draw.
Yeah, it's nice to do one or two things at once. It helps some people focus, right?
Yeah, for me, it's like it does help me focus a lot. Especially like when I chat. The more I chat, actually, the more energetic I am. I get more energy from like just talking to people.
Extrovert, got it.
Not actually, surprisingly. In real life, I don't talk a lot.
Now that I can relate to. I mostly live with a roommate, but we don't talk very often. Well, I don't talk very often.
Yeah, for me, I'm more of like a very like stoic silence person in real life. And sometimes it does display it too when I'm like streamings and then like, you know, like today is not like a day I have lots of energy and then I'll be like dead silent.
Yeah. On those days, probably just doing just drawing stream, right?
I do want to do some other stream, but since like art commission is my main job, you know, if I stop doing it, I have no money. I do want to stream a lot more other stuff. I've been planning a lot of things. But
yeah, me too. We have planned.
Yeah, but the problem is just that I live in Malaysia, so most of the friend I have is like in different countries. It's like either in Australia, Scotland, like like Texas, all those people like all around the world. Playing any game with them is a death sentence for me because the ping is just going to be like ridiculous. So most of the time, I only can invite them to do like, you know, like a little bit of like podcast stuff or like some certain games that you don't really need like relying on ping. It's like no shooting games. those are out of the way.
I'm so bad at them.
Yeah, so like I organized like a special stream that is like a Ace Attorney stream. So it's like since Ace Attorney the game is like a crime puzzle game, so like you just and everyone don't talk. So I'll be like, okay, I'm inviting all of you to do voice acting, and I'll be like doing like a few of the other characters too. And then yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, go on.
I said I was gonna say I love the sound of that. I do voice work as I am disabled IRL, so my main form of entertainment and income is VTubing. But I took a job recently to start voice acting.
Hey, great for you. I've been trying to do it and I can't get any.
Oddly enough, making Carl nervous. Oddly enough, I got on VR chat of all places.
Well, when you do any like virtual personality stuff, like it's either like two things. You have a like if you either get famous or like get a lot of people like you. There's like two elements. One, your model's super nice, or two, you have a very nice voice. Just good. It's just this two spectrum.
I mean, why does it keep doing that? I don't know what it's about to do. It's about to do something. But yeah, no, I agree. A lot of people have really nice models. This is not my normal model, but I got it as kind of a treat for myself recently. So I was working on it, and I was like, I just wanna chat with somebody for a while.
I still remember that, like, speaking about voice stuff, I still remember, like, the Ace Attorney stuff. Like, sometimes, not too many, like, dude want to play, like, Ace Attorney games, so, like, I end up have to, like, voice most of the guys. So, there's this one time I had to voice, like, Phoenix Wright, and then I have to voice, Edgewood, and voice the judge at the same time. When they talk, I have to immediately switch my voice while they talk. And yes, I can do a lot of like old man voice. No, this is not Voldemort.
Not Voldemort.
No.
I did see that.
Yeah, that.
Well, if you would ever like another person to add to your repertoire of people to harass for voice acting, I would love to join. Ace Attorney is super funny.
Yeah, the problem is just that this is like a D&D schedule level. I realized that how difficult the schedule is. Because like this is like why not a lot of D&D kind of like stick together for long. It's like long time commitment like stream like this is like very difficult, especially like you have like a lot of people doing it together, you know? It's like, oh, this guy play as Phoenix Wright, one of the most crucial character, and then he like, oh, sorry, I got some I got my university stuff to do, like I went for semesters. Like, see you next semester break, and then you have to wait for a few months.
One of the things I found really helped people was using not Google Docs, but Google spreadsheets, and blocking off times and dates for people.
Yeah, the problem is, like, when everyone is everywhere, making time is even harder. When you kind of like finally found, this is currently I'm on my second group, which still kind of fade out. The first group that I have, like I say again, everyone is everywhere. We found a perfect time to like do this, but the problem is, as time passed, one of the most bitchiest stuff happens. Daylight saving.
I forget that's a thing. I'm so for real.
Yeah, I don't know it's a thing too. I live in Malaysia. This is my place is a freaking equator line. We never have daylight saving.
Right. I'm on the equator as well, but I'm in the US.
Ah.
So we still have it, but it's not as bad.
Mine like never shift. So it's just that everyone shifted, and then some shift like 1 hour early, some shifted 1 hour late. I was like, holy shit, what happened?
Remind me, I need to text one of my friends who lives there.
Yeah, I have to do a lot of like stuff like those things to kind of manage the time. So it's a hassle. It's going to be very difficult when it comes to like doing like a stream like those.
Sorry, that was killing me.
Oh,
I might have to look, but I sent you a request if you would like to, and I'll chat with you again sometime.
Yeah. I can't click it, but by the time I click it, it kind of like fade away.
Bye, cat.
Alright then, bye-bye. I've just paused a bit too, just to focus on the drawing. Let's move a little bit. I say again, like I haven't like do my hair. I don't really like to like go to elsewhere now, but yeah. Let's have a bit of sorry, my drawing tablet is blocking the screen. I have to keep like raise up my gosh dang head for this. Either way, let me move up a little bit. Ta-da! Yeah, a lot of shit today, so. Well, thank you. I can't switch my voice that well today because like my voice is a little bit tired. I've been trying to pitch up my voice because like anime face. But again, my hair is a mess today, so I'm not going to like show my face that much. Let me turn off the EX cam and yeet. There are quite lots of different things. To be honest, when I use my actual voice, sometimes it's kind of like shock people. Because my voice is aren't that deep. It's just like slightly altered. It's not like slightly altered. Like the higher pitched voice is like the higher range one. And most of the times I don't really use this voice because like, even my family did, like when they hear it they'll be like, why are you trying to be sexy? Anyway, I'm not sexy. This is just how I normally sound, you know? And then no, go back to the other voice. And then like, I have to use my Chinese voice now. All right. Yeah, fun fact, like when you are multilingual, okay? When you are multilingual, you tends to speak like different tone when you kind of like use the different things. Yeah, the funny thing is like I can actually like shift my like voice tone quite easily because like being a Malaysian Chinese, you are kind of multilingual and faceted aspect. So I'm bringing my like Mandarin kind of like pitch to the English pitch. Now it have like a totally like different voice. Like this one you're hearing it right now is my Chinese voice. But when I have to like speak in English, like usually this is how I normally sound, like a little bit posh. Not actually posh, but a little bit. Not a lot of people are like used to this voice. Like even I'm not used to this voice. Like really depends. If I'm tired, I can't like picture my voice anymore. Yes, then I'll be revert back to this voice. But when I'm a little bit emotional, you know, like happy, sad, or like, you know, like argumentative. I wouldn't even say angry. It's not actually angry. It's just that, you know. Yeah, you can say it like that. Because like, when I got a little bit more excited, my voice like pitch up. Because I've been like using the pitch up voice for so long, even in my default time, I would still like use that pitch up voice. So when I got emotional a little bit, I would just put a little bit strength into my voice. And it just immediately sounds like this. It's definitely the same voice. You can hear it. It's just a little bit more energetic. And another one is much more like, you know, the relaxed one. Because I am relaxing my vocal cord to do this. So this is technically my default state when I'm not tensed up. And this are not even my deep voice. A lot of people think like it's my deep voice. Like, you're just deep in your voice. No. If anyone want to say deep voice, this is actually my deep voice. This is me trying to get a deep voice. Aside from that, I'm not really like. So now you're hearing that like it's not. So this one sounds not as deep now. Yeah, when you do a lot of voice work, you will realize that, yeah, when you actually like do a lot of voice work, you will understand that you might accidentally unlock or realize that, oh, this voice that I always use is not actually my voice. Like something like that. Like once you realize that how to control a vocal cord, and then you like learn your relaxed state. And then, like, technically, more or less, like, when you're not adding anything to your voice and stay in that, like, relaxed state, that is actually your voice. I was, like, doing a lot of, like, voice acting practice back in the days. And then, like, my friend who is a voice actor, that he told me that, why your voice is always so tense up? I was like, what? And then I try to relax a little bit, do this, do that exercise, and then like now try to speak. And then like this voice came out, and I was like, oh, is this my voice? And then they say, yeah, this is your voice. Oh, all right. After 2 minutes, and then it revert back to this one. Like you have to stay conscious now. I've been like tense up my voice for so much that I kind of like lost my original voice. Oh, by the way, I did something neat in the stream stuff. So if you really want, you can try to press exclamation mark at zoom to see whatever is like appearing in the stream or not. And there's a TV zoom. Yeah. Depends, like, did you start like your VTubing like time like around this kind of era? When you start like pitch up your voice, because like when it comes to making like a VTubing personality, I also gradually pitch up my voice a lot, because well, like my character looks super anime, so yeah. Since I have like a super, you know, like imagine this thing. This is my voice. Like, you just look at this one, and then you already notice like my voice is like much more deeper, but it doesn't really match up this like anime voice, anime face. So I just like pitch up even more, just make it kind of like. Oh, the art zoom things. When you kind of like type it, I ran to like a different scene. Oop. Did I spell it right? Yeah, I spelled it right. It's not working. No. Let me double check. Test trigger. Aha! Now it's working. I'm doing a lot of things that have a lot of like fancy OBS stuff. And done with it. Yeah, like there's TV zoom too. Because sometimes I just like, you know, stream with like I just do like streaming with like a lots of like different things like going on there. I'll play some video or play some song. Sometimes I watch a lot of Scoot-chan. I think I watch it a little bit too much. Well, technically there's there's so many like funny shit like going on there, but Penguin Zero, Tozy. Hold on a little bit. What is it? Ah, yes, here. Ta-da! Good. I think you might. Oh, today I'm not seeing Scoot here. Okay. SQU Scoot. Oops. S. Not Aku. Who is Aku? Aku. From Samurai Jack. Like this girl. Oops. Yep, this girl. You know she's an artist before a streamer. But yeah, like generally I watch like sometimes when she talk about the funny shits that going on. And also I watch a lot of like Penguin Zeros. Atozy. Atozy is the one that I love the most. Because you realize how idiotic the world is. when you watch like a Tozy stuff, it's like let me bring up like this particular one. There's so many like different video. Okay. Which one can be funny? This one, he talking about a squatter. Oh, this is like the, remember like the DoorDash girl? If you don't know what the DoorDash girl is, it's basically like there's a girl like went viral on filming a guy with his pants down in his own house, and then call herself a victim, like that thing. And like there's so many other like stupid shit like around in the internet. A lot of people do crime in TikTok and then they film it and then they post it out and then become viral and then they got caught by police and then Pikachu shock face. Yeah, there's so many people just literally do crime in the internet and then film it and then they post it on TikTok. They literally are filming their own like crime, like as evidence at that point. They basically just log it like as evidence and stuff. Any other things that is like really ridiculous, but yeah, then like everyone here is like it's a really stupid one. Ooh. Oh, have you heard like about like Dank the Moss? From like the lift thingy, like this one.
This woman just sued Lyft because her driver declined picking her up because she wouldn't fit in the car. Only in America do you hear stories like this, and that goes for the size and the lawsuit. So clearly, we have a lot to unpack here. So
Here's the thing, okay? If the person is like super size, not just normal super size, okay? This is like super size. Like compared to a normal person, even like if like with like a high standard, like Asian standard, this is called medium bodies. Okay, slightly chubby already. This one is like 2 of a size, okay? I'm not even trying to insult the persons. I mean, like, you call a small car, and the car owner told you, hey, my car is like 21 years old, and it's dying. You can call another one, and I can refund like what money you have, that yada stuff. And then she decided to go and like sue.
Driver declined picking her up because she
like again. This one
just sued Lyft because her driver declined picking her up because she wouldn't fit in the car. Only in America do you hear stories like this, and that goes for the size and the lawsuit. So clearly, we have a lot to unpack here. So
wait, I can change my scene since like this one is quite. Yeah, I have a lot of scene for lots of things. Sorry, the lighting is not very good on me, so I'm going to boop, switch up a little bit. Yeah.
meet Deja Blanding. She's apparently a rapper that goes by the name of Dank Damas from Detroit, and she's recently decided to sue Lyft simply because one of the drivers didn't want to pick her up because he alleged that she couldn't fit in his car without damaging it. So then she starts to film this interaction.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space at home. My car is small.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What am I doing about my money?
Well, I'm gonna
You can
catch
hear
up
the
with you. You're not
engine.
gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the lift because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger truck.
What make you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What
I
makes
mean,
you
at
think I
least he's
can't
being
fit in the car?
respectable.
The car is small in the back.
And just,
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't.
just listening to that car, I mean, it's
So you
not
really telling me
at the healthiest
I can't fit
condition
in your car,
either.
so I gotta order another lift.
Yeah, the engine though is already struggling. Here's the thing. He's being like a Lyft driver, so like Grab driver, Uber driver, like whatever anyone want to call it. So that car is his livelihood, okay? If his car died, okay, I have to go to the goddamn shop to fix it, or like just fully dead, he's going to lose all his like livelihood. Like obviously, if I see someone that size want to ride my car, like if you ride that car, my car will completely lean to the right. If that is the case, no.
Very tired. Sorry, I can't.
Just listening to that car, I mean, it's
So you
not
really telling me
at the healthiest
I can't fit
condition
in your car,
either.
so I gotta order another lift.
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back. Leave.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I tried before.
Huh?
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL experience.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
You know, I'm really sorry.
What's your name?
Abraham Carter.
Yeah, like he's being very respectable about it. He's not trying to hurt her feelings here. Like obviously I understand how her feelings can get hurt here, but this is definitely just blowing things way out of proportion by suing Lyft based on a business decision by one of their contracted drivers. Because let's be real, at the end of the day, no one owes you anything. Lyft drivers, they get paid like what, $5 to $25 for an average ride. Most people don't get tips. Why would you risk messing up your seat and your car for extremely little upside? To me, it seems like she's being a bit entitled and opportunistic here, because at the end of the day, this isn't Lyft's fault. Lyft drivers are not employees. They're independent contractors. Independent contractors, they're self-employed. So does that not mean that they have the right to refuse service? Because they have to cover the maintenance and the gas themselves, and there's no way it's good for a car if you're loading an entire payload for the back seat on one wheel. But let's see what she has to say about this.
Also, here's the thing, okay? She has the weight of a gosh dang fridge, okay? You don't put a fucking fridge into the car. You call Lori for it.
Been in cars that size before?
Yes, I have. I've been in cars smarter than that, you know.
Deja Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her lift rolled up.
I'm doubtful she'll fit in the back.
I hate to say this, but look at the watering
She
around.
already knew.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
So I didn't know this was actually
Also,
a thing,
hide
but
mute.
I guess it makes sense because there is some truth to what the driver is saying about the tires and suspension. But I mean, either way, the largest expense for Lyft and Uber drivers are maintaining the vehicle and gas. And the Mercedes can hold roughly 1,000 pounds in total as its payload. So it makes sense that he doesn't want to put half of the car's weight limit on one back tire. And I mean, it would be fair to say once you reach a certain size, just like with airlines, you have to buy an extra seat, you would have to buy an XL Uber so you can fit comfortably. That's also just for your own sake. Like, don't you want to be comfortable while you're riding or using a rideshare service? Obviously, it sucks, but you can't force others to take on the burden of your life choices. But because of this video, I did some research on this, and apparently a passenger in the back seat can weigh up to the limit specified by the vehicle's manufactured payload capacity, which is the total weight of all passengers and cargo that can be safely carried by the car, and varies depending on the car model. Typically, this means a single adult passenger can weigh anywhere between 150 to 250 pounds. Okay, so I mean, like, it wasn't until doing research on this, I found out this is actually a massive problem here in the US, since, you know, we're one of the top countries when it comes to obesity. So, I mean, who would have known that, like, a lot of the bigger families here in the US are apparently driving around their cars above the payload capacity? That's something I learned today.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL instead.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there.
Yeah, dude, his engine sounds not in the best condition.
Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
And also, what about the Lyft driver who likely lost their job for this? All because she didn't want to order an XL after he declined her. All she had to do would be, oh, okay, and order an XL, and there wouldn't be a problem here. But I'm also certain that the dude lost his job by trying to protect his car. And also, again, while listening to his car while
Which he
idling,
did.
clearly it wasn't in the best shape. So he's just trying to save money where he can.
It looks like Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
Like, here's the thing, especially the fucking lawyer. This is why sometimes some people don't like fucking lawyers. This kind of lawyer is the people who fucking hate. It's like, hey, I can see it. I can smell money in this case. And then immediately go and contact them. Hey, I can help you sue them.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car, or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
Like, come on, sure. Like, under the law, it could be the same. But, like, for me, it'll be white boy summer the rest of my life. But I'm going to make sure that it's not fat boy winter. Or that's my goal. My goal is to avoid fat boy winter for myself. I'm trying not to repeat that weight gain I did when I first moved to the States back in like end of 2018, 2020. So the real OGs here on this channel, they know that I was probably 30 pounds heavier back then. Because surprisingly enough, when I moved from Norway here to the US and got access to American fast food and the good old corn syrup, every single drink size is like, what, 30 to 50% larger than what it is in Europe? Yeah, your boy ballooned a bit. But thankfully, we got that taken care of. You know, boys getting swole in the gym, you know? Yeah, like as... Maybe not swole yet, but at least I'm not overweight anymore.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
Full-figured folks? Why are we tiptoeing here? That almost sounds like more of a slur. But here is an image of her sitting in the trunk of an SUV. And come on, I mean, after looking at this picture, there is no way that she can fit in the back of a beater C-Class. This whole situation just feels like something out of a Boondocks episode. And here is another picture of her in the driver's seat of an SUV, presumably with the seat all the way back. I don't know how the driver's gonna fit her in the back of his car in a small C-Class without damaging the car, at least damaging the seat. This lawsuit feels either like a cash grab or like an attention stunt to me. And I can't, maybe both, but still, like, I just don't feel like she was really that wronged here. Like, obviously, it's humiliating and it sucks, but like, is it really worth suing over? Just get a new Lyft, get an XL. I just don't see the reason to ruin this Lyft driver's life because of this situation.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can. I really want people
Yeah,
to
you can
see,
fit in
like,
this
what
car,
we
but
go
you can't...
through as bigger people.
Here's the thing. You can fit in this car, but the car won't survive the next trip.
You know?
We did reach out to Lyft. They did not get back with us in time for this story. Now, Lyft, Uber, those rideshare companies, they can refuse passengers based on a perceived security threat. But according to Deja's attorneys, you cannot discriminate based on someone's weight. It's very clear in that cell phone video. That is why he denied her ride.
Overall, this is going to be a super interesting case to follow. The comments on this news article are definitely not taking her side. In quote, I had a passenger her size and I failed to refuse my trip. My axle broke. Lyft did not help me with my repairs. I'm proud of that driver for standing his ground. She needs to order an XL Lyft. People always trying to save $1 and forget about the poor drivers. I hope she doesn't win. It's Lyft, not forklift. Okay, and then...
Like, here's the thing. Okay. People who are in that size, okay? I've been fat before, okay? I used to reach obese category 1 before. Yes, obesity have category 1, 2, 3. She's definitely beyond 3, but still. Fat people eat a lot. They eat so much to a point that one breakfast feels like 5 people worth of money. Okay, breakfast. If we or anyone who is like living struggling, they would understand this one thing. Like if you're just going to daily eat just one breakfast, sometimes you even have to skip lunch just to eat just only eat dinner to save up some money. And it costs a lot of money, okay? She can eat her fill enough to sustain that size, means she has money. Food is not cheap, especially like her size, the size that she need to eat, the family worth of food, one family worth of food. I think it's a family of 4 or 5. And every day, she have to eat every day like that to sustain themselves. I do eat big, but only like a few specific like special day, maybe like birthday or like outing with family. We can like eat a little bit more, like just those kind of like occasion time. For her, it's every day. So yeah, if they do have to eat so much, they need to eat so much and use so many money to buy those food. Okay? It's like, why do you decided to save that $5 extra dollars to call for a bigger car? And then now you got into situations, and then she basically destroyed the life of this like driver too. Is because like this is old news. Let me tell you the newest like news. She won the court case. That Uber driver got fired, and she used the court case like money to bought a fucking van and a chauffeur.
Internet really ran with that one. Okay. Come on, guys. Lyft drivers get about $5 a ride, and most passengers don't even tip. She weighs more than the car. When she ruins his car, who pays for the repair? Why wouldn't she spend the extra money on a larger vehicle? Let's not normalize this. She's 600 pounds. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. But
600, not like 200, not like hundreds. 600.
Other than that, YouTube thinks that you'll enjoy this video, so you should definitely...
Lyft didn't really say they win the court case, because like 99% of the court case existed in the world on like you sue me, I sue you, is like settled behind the scene because they don't drag out the court case. Yeah, she weighs 600, more than 600. They kind of like round it down. Where is the Lyft driver one? That's like the continuation. Yeah, I can't find it. Like that, he made another follow-up video about it. Let's try to find it. Yeah, he outputs so many ridiculous stories that posting out in the world. Yeah, this one.
8 months after a viral video, a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, and months of arguments about accommodations, Detroit rapper Dank DeMoss is officially settled with Lyft. And the way the story ends just has a bad taste because the driver has been fired, and Dank is now rolling around in her own van with a chauffeur.
Like, look at that!
This is hands down one of the most American stories I have ever covered in my entire life because...
Like, here's the thing, okay? If I am the Gashang judge, I will put so many fucking rules that is like, yeah, you have to buy a 19 Corolla. If you ever win and said, I let you win the court case, okay? But with conditions, you have to buy a 19 Corolla. And... the same car, and then you have to hire that guy to be a chauffeur. Like, he will be your driver, okay? You have to hire him as your driver, and then use the money to buy his car. If the car survive more than a week, if the car survive more than a week, then yes, you will get the rest of the money. If the car not even survive a day, all your money, all the money that you just got, you have to give to the driver. This is ridiculous.
Hey, we are combining morbid obesity with lawsuits. Does it get more American than that? Because this story literally went from, ma'am, you can't fit in my car, to a full-blown discrimination lawsuit. And if you've been around on this channel since February, you'll remember how all this started, because this is Deja Blanding, but she's more known as the Detroit rapper by name Dank DeMoss. And earlier this year, she requested a Lyft to go to a Detroit Lions watch party. But when the driver arrived, the driver quickly realized that he thought she wouldn't fit in his car. He sized her up and he was like, yeah, this thing is not gonna fit in my 2007 Toyota Corolla that's clearly, I don't know, just by how it sounds, it's probably run on like 200,000 miles.
You say this thing?
Did I say this thing to her? No, hold up. Did I say, like, this thing as in her, or this thing as in, like, getting into the car? Like, I think I referred to the car, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I hope so.
Hold up. This lady is not going to fit into the thing, which is the car. That's where I'm going with this, okay? Yeah, that's what we're trying to say. But before you guys say, hey, this is fat phobia, here's what actually happened. So obviously, she pulled out her phone, she started filming, and she started saying, hey, I can fit in this car. And the driver calmly replied, believe me, you can't. He wasn't yelling, he wasn't insulting her, he was just calmly saying, hey, I don't think this is gonna work in my car, and my car is old, and it's running on its last legs, and this might put it over. This might put the car in the grave. But he went on the whole spiel of how his car was too small, that it had a tired tire, and to be honest, you can hear it in the audio, like, that car didn't sound like it could handle a 500-pound person on one of the wheels.
This is
He then
stupid.
suggested that she got an Uber XL. And then obviously to top it off, he said that he would not charge her for canceling the ride, that he himself would cancel the ride. And just to give a little bit of context, because I feel like this is kind of important. So a typical sedan can handle about 1,000 pounds total, which includes all passengers and cargo. A single seat can usually take about 250 pounds safely. So when you're dealing with someone who weighs around 500 pounds, and that's weight concentrated on one side of the car, the driver's concern isn't random. It's basically just physics. But this is an interesting predicament. Like, Deja obviously is human, and I can see how this is upsetting for her. And I feel like the situation has some similarities to, you know, the Six Flags rides, like the roller coaster rides, and also plane seats, where there's now a recent debate where if a person does not fit within the plane seat, that they have to buy a second seat. Obviously, the situation is a little bit different because you also have the Uber XL option and all that like that, and then also like
Yeah, they have
Lyft
option.
isn't
That's the
really a
thing.
massive airline conglomerate. It's more
Okay.
or less like a platform. So each driver, they're not.
It's
employed-
not like they don't have options. It's not discrimination at that point. It's just that you can't get option A, then you go for option B. It's clearly not designed for big people. Then you should call something that is designed for big people. What? Is she going to what she's going to sue next? The Gashing airplane? The airport? What about next one? The roller coaster ride?
for Lyft. They're just contractors working for Lyft. So at least one would think that a Lyft driver isn't a spokesperson for Lyft. Apparently the lawsuit thinks otherwise. And I am...
There's actually a lot of this kind of issues too in Disney. There's so many in America and Disney, like the maintenance fee on... if you guys don't know, there's a thing called Disney Adult. I'm not sure like anyone who here is. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say this. You know, like that's like this issues is called like a Disney Adult stuff that has been like completely like took over the entire theme park. Like yeah. That there's lots of like weird people in Disney, and then like majority, I won't say all of them. Actually, just like more like 50% of them actually, are like supersized people. And they keep causing a lot of trouble by wanting to ride a lot of Disney ride stuff. To be honest, I got a solution for it. If you weigh more than the average person's, you have to buy 2 tickets. If you have 3 times the weight of more than the 3 persons, you have to buy 3 people ticket. You are creating the maintenance fee of a like. That's the thing. Like I'm an engineer, so I know like machine will get wear and tear. This is why people like why theme park like ticket costs money. You need to take those money to account for those maintenance fee. Imagine you take a ride that is like like a roller coaster ride. If you are so big in a point, the physics doesn't recalculate that you have to take like imagine like a whole cart would just design for like 6 people in there, but you have the weight of like 5 fucking people. So you have to sit in that one like cart. Like you have to like basically just toke over that entire one cart due to the fucking physics itself. So you wasted like one space from them because you are just one person sitting in there and nobody want to sit with you. You are just going to crush them. And after the ride, you took 6. Basically, you are 5-person weight and you took 6 slot in like a cart area. And then they have to like do maintenance with 5 people worth of maintenance, like have increased the stress on the vehicle and in the roller coasters. Now they have to like, fix it. I don't know. I'm Malaysia's. We use Matrix. For me, I would say like I'm like 84 kilograms, so I'm considered quite fat. Like I have to slim down even more to like 75 to kind of like I have to lose like 10 more kilograms to kind of like be in a much more healthier state. I am trying my best actually. I'm doing a lot more exercise this past few days. This is why I streaming like much more later time than usual, is because I spend most of my early morning time doing a lot of exercise. Also, my scoliosis is not really helping. But it's a good thing I increase more exercise because the physiotherapy exercise stuff, like you technically are doing yoga. So it does help a lot. So I'm doing way more exercise than usual. And I might do like morning treadmill stream too. Yeah, actually there's a lot of like you try to check like it's still overall good for everyone to do those exercise, to be honest. Once I did it, I realized that actually how good it is. Even people without scoliosis doing those kind of like stretching exercise really help your entire life. It just like, here's the thing. I rarely do too much exercise due to my ear issues. I have vertigo easily. And the thing is, I don't have lots of balance on me, so I can't do too much like exercise. And it kind of like, in danger of just standing up. But I realized while doing a lot of like those scoliosis like exercise, it stretch my muscles, so it stretch the muscle, exercise the muscles without like moving a lot. It's like doing yoga. Yeah, and it's similar with doing yoga. You guys should try yoga too. It's actually quite good. My body is tired. The first few days, my body is really tired. I'm so tired to get up. Like like the kind of like You can feel the acid in your body. Okay. So you feel like a lot of like acid is like built up in your body. You feel like those kind of like soreness and like tiredness. But I have strength. Imagine like you feel tired, but you can just immediately stand up when you want, immediately perform like any physical movement that you want, despite being tired. Doing those kind of yoga shit has increased the strength by my default strength so much that I can have a much more easier movement. I can just lift my hand when I want without any delay. I can just stand up when I need it. I can just twist my back when I need it. Like those kind of things. Like when you are tired, usually you can't do on-demand stuff very easily. But when you do enough of those like physiotherapy or like yoga shit, actually it makes you able to move your body on demand whenever you want it to. It really helps. And for anyone who is dang the most size, they say like, I can't do those shit. I'm so heavy. I can tell one thing: just flop around. I'm not even kidding. You just swing your arm around and do some like very weird, like like shake it off, like those kind of like random like shaking movement. Like it can help. Those flopping movement are flexing your muscle quite a lot, so it can help you like reduce quite a lot of weight. Because again, like I say, I used to be obese too. I know how to like lose a lot of weight. The first thing you have to do is actually diet. I'm not even kidding. Just when I say diet, I'm not saying like cut off food. Okay, reduce the intake of rice, anything with glucose like noodles or like bread. You still can kind of eat bread. Like you have to eat rye bread or like those kind of other kind of like bread that you can have, and then you have to like put it in the fridge and then take it out and toast it when you want to eat it, because the fridge actually breaks down like a lot of like fibers, like build up a lot of fibers and like break down a lot of glucose like stuff that will create like will fatten you up a lot. And then once you go and toasted it will enforce the fiber in there and remove a lot of like bad shit that will just turn you fat. So even white bread, you use this method to eat the white bread, it still help you a lot. So you guys have to have anything like want to like cut off like a lot of like things that can make you fat. Rice, noodles, or mihun, or anything that is like processed like bread or noodle or rice stuffed. You can just try to eat as less as possible. It's not like you need to cut it off. Best not to cut off any food, because when you eat it back, you're going to have allergic reactions of it. I'm not even kidding about it. Like usually this is how people have allergic build up like later on in their life, is they never touch that thing for a very, very, very long time, and then they suddenly eat it. They bought like, since you eat it before, you feel like I can just eat it back, but it will put your body in shock, and then it would just immediately develop a very bad like allergic reaction because of it. So many people have glucose like not glucose like those like carbohydrate like those weird like carbohydrate allergic reactions, mainly is because that is the main cause of it. So yeah. Like I say again, like you can like not, is it gluten allergies? It's basically, yeah, I think it's gluten allergies. So like those things are like the main cause of like a lot of allergic reactions for a lot of people, because like if you always like eat it, it's kind of like fine. Even you eat a little bit, your body still know how to process those kind of stuff. But the moment you just completely cut it off and then suddenly touch it again, your body will have a very like negative reactions that will happens to it. That is basically just how most of the things like work. So yeah. I can't give people too much of like advice, but just doing that alone, I just not cut off, reduce almost to none. I still eat it time to time, but maybe like a week I would eat like a bread once or twice. Just that. I have lose weight like 10 kilogram within a month. 10 kilogram is a lot. I don't know how much 10 kilogram is actually. Let me check the internet. Yeah, I lost 22 pounds in 1 month. Yeah, everyone have their own like body stuff. Like this is why I say I might not be able to help you or anything. It's because like everyone have their own body conditions. For me, I have my own like vertigo issues when I'm doing like a lots of exercise and stuff. But it is like quite good on the diet alone can actually help you so much. But exercise is not really just for losing weight. Exercise actually is literally to improve your physical conditions to be able to handle anything you want. Nobody wants to live a life that have that body like feels like sluggish and delayed like every time you want to move. You feel like your body is not listening to yourself. Doing a lot of like exercise really does help to improve your body response, especially on those like yoga stuff that you guys can do as much as possible. It will strengthen your bodies to be able to move on demand, because it makes you understand which type of muscle that you're stretching, which type of muscle that you're working out on. The more you understand your body muscle, the more easier that you can like learn to like exercise a specific part of it and be able to like move the way you want. It helps so much. By the way, I think we left the topic a little bit too much. Let's get back to this one.
I am worried Lyft isn't really a massive airline conglomerate. It's more or less like a platform. So each driver, they're not employees for Lyft. They're just contractors working for Lyft. So at least one would think that a Lyft driver isn't a spokesperson for Lyft. Apparently the lawsuit thinks otherwise. And I am worried that this situation did cost this driver's job when he was just trying to look out for himself and his car. But obviously, Deja felt humiliated. She filmed the whole thing and posted online. Then she filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Lyft, accusing them of weight discrimination, which is pretty much the pinnacle of Karen moves here. But her attorney, Zach Runyon, gave this statement. Refusing someone transportation based on their weight is not only illegal, but dangerous. Imagine the consequences if Miss Blanding was unable to seek shelter after the driver left her stranded. This could have ended even worse than it did. Worse than missing a Detroit Lions watch party? But obviously, that statement set the tone for the entire case. And look, I'm not saying that being left on the side of the road is not scary, but this wasn't some like emergency. This was a Detroit Lions watch party. And obviously, if this was an emergency, it's not like an ambulance wouldn't be there to handle it. Like, Lyft drivers aren't a substitute for EMS. Now, obviously, everything I'm saying here is 100% my opinion. I'm just giving some commentary on things that unfolded here on the internet. But when that clip went viral, reactions were just all over the place. Because one side sided with the driver and said, you can't expect the driver to just put his car at risk when she could have easily ordered an XL. And the other side said this was body shaming. And honestly, I don't think this was personal at all. I think it was just geometry. Like, it was kind of like the whole, you know, the kids' toy things where you put
yeah, I'm the ally of science.
Holes, and if the shape doesn't fit, you have to find a different spot to put the shape. Is this not kind of similar? And if that
not everything can go to the square holes, okay?
wasn't enough, Deja did interviews.
It goes to
like
the
Breakfast
square
Club,
hole.
and when she went to sit down, she realized, oh, I can't sit on a normal chair here. So they literally had to bring in a sofa just so she could sit down.
What you want? What you need?
There's one more. A bigger chair or something.
You already little.
Man, you can sit in the fucking office chair and you have issues. Like when here's the thing, like if I can't sit in the office chair, that is a wake-up call for me. If I sit in anything that a normal people can sit and I break it, that is a fucking call, it's calling me out. I should actually I should actually do something about it to fix the issues.
And when they finally dragged the sofa in, she wasn't like apologetic or anything. She was like, yeah, talk about accommodations. Like she was making a big thing that like they had to do this for her. Like, come on, are you kidding me? That does not help her point whatsoever. And obviously while they were accommodating her, she wasn't like quiet and a little bit apologetic. She was more like kind of rubbing in their face. So she was like, yeah, accommodations, we really need this. Like, come on. But like logically also, what is this Lyft driver supposed to do? I guess like a lot of people say he just should have sucked it up, let her squeeze into the car, and if anything happened to the car,
Because I'm working out for I'm working on it.
Because realistically, that's what would have happened. It's not like he could be like, hold on, wait a second, let me come back in a Sprinter. Or she could have just like ordered a bigger car like an Uber XL or a Lyft XL like he suggested. And obviously, somewhere within all this, she started to lean into the moment. Like she was on interviews, she was gaining followers, she was making weight discrimination statements, and let's be honest, she was really milking those 15 minutes.
People think that bigger people, obese, the F word people should just be in a house when it's like, we not. Yeah, the F word. I'm not.
You heard that you can't say in your house.
Yeah.
Fat. You don't like it.
Oh.
I'm not saying that word.
Yeah, we don't use that word in my house either.
I thought you talking about the slur. I'm like, wait, I'm confused.
No.
Right, come on. Fat is not a bad word. Like, the F word, you can't be calling fat the F word. Everyone's thinking of a different word then. And also, just one look at her TikTok, and I found that she doesn't actually think that fat is a slur.
Yeah, fat with a P. What it look like from the back, I won't see.
The whole thing seems like it's less about her being silenced and more about her being put in a slightly inconvenient situation. Because the lawsuit cited Elliot Larson's Civil Rights Act, claiming that the defendant, Lyft, through its agents, representatives, and employees, unlawfully discriminated against the plaintiff based on her weight, treated her differently from similarly situated individuals based on weight, and allowed plaintiff to be subjected to unlawful harassment based on her weight. So I guess all of this was unlawful harassment. But it didn't stop there, because the suit also argued that this caused her emotional and mental harm. Meanwhile, Lyft made their statement. Lyft unequivocally condemns all forms of discrimination. We believe in a community where everyone is treated with equal respect and mutual kindness. Our community guidelines and terms of service explicitly prohibit harassment or discrimination. AKA, yeah, we're not touching that with a 10-foot pole. So fast forward 8 months later, court records confirm the case has officially been settled. Her attorney said the matter was resolved but wouldn't comment on the specifics. No public number was released, no official terms, but Daily Mail and Fox 2 both confirmed the lawsuit ended quietly earlier this summer. And here's where the plot twists. The driver, Abraham, got fired from this. And Dank Damas, she bought a brand new van, and now she has a chauffeur. Is this justice? I don't know. Because what started as, I just want to go to this watch party, turned into a national news cycle, a discrimination lawsuit, and apparently a personal driver for one lady. So yeah, no court ruling, just a quiet settlement, a fired driver, and a rapper, now with a van and a chauffeur. But also notice how she didn't buy a small sedan with high mileage to be chauffeured around in. She bought a big van. But either way, who knows? Maybe she'll be back to making music videos again.
We fight if us, but that don't mean we hate each other.
Yeah. She using like those kind of like, do you know anyone can be a good singer if they have like the what they call it again, what tone, voice tone, basically it's just like heavily voice tone out. Not a sound engineers, but enough to like hear it. Yeah, auto-tune. Like that one is like heavily auto-tune. Still working on lots of stuff. This is one of them.
Yeah. But this case is just so interesting because it's like right on the line of, defending discrimination, but also being reasonable. Like, what's going on here, guys? Now, obviously, weight is a protected class in Michigan, but that doesn't magically change that each seat, especially in a small sedan, can carry a maximum of up to 250 pounds safely. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Sorry. Oh yeah, this one.
Hola, mi nombre es Carlos y he estado practicando español. Yep, that's about where that stops. I've recently been practicing Spanish again. I previously studied Spanish for like 8 years, ocho años, when I was in school, escuela. And I haven't dusted off that knowledge in well over a decade, and I've recently just had the urge to go back and study it so that way I can hopefully become fluent in Spanish at some point. Ever since Chinese Charles kind of took over on Billy, I've really liked the idea of being able to speak more than one language again. Chinese Charles really kind of opened my third eye and enlightened me on the fun of being able to speak multiple languages, but I have no knowledge on Chinese, but I do on Spanish, so I figured that was the one that made the most sense for me right now. So, I don't need the Rosetta Stone or anything. I'll just chip away at it, and hopefully we'll see how my Spanish is looking like a year from now. But anyway, that has nothing to do with today's video. I just thought maybe you'd find that cool. Today's video is actually about a wacky woman getting a little bonkers in an Uber.
He's videoing me now.
Yeah, for my safety.
If you feel endangered, I would refer you to call the police.
Now, I don't know who she has on the phone there. Maybe it's fucking Miss Frizzle about to scoot in with the magic school bus. I couldn't tell you. But what I can tell you is that if you feel in danger, maybe the first thing you should do is get out of the car. So this whole thing has apparently started because she feels unsafe in this Uber. Yet she refuses to leave the Uber. And now she's making calls in the back seat there like it's fucking Deal or No Deal. Just get out of the car. Why would you not remove yourself from the situation you feel unsafe in? You are just keeping yourself planted there. And this guy wants her to get out of the vehicle. He has now started filming for his own safety, which I think is a very smart call from him, because if she starts to try and spin some fib that he was like, scary, mean, angry, threatening her or something, he now has this very clear evidence that he was just sitting there and doing nothing threatening, and that he was actually the one that felt unsafe around her with her fucking lunacy.
So what do you provide as the safety line?
She says she feels unsafe. I'm sitting here, obviously, have my seatbelt on. Nothing's going on. She's sitting back there. She refuses to get out of my vehicle. So I'm recording for my safety.
Is there any store or is there anything in the area that you're in that you can go in and wait for your next Uber driver?
As you can see, there's the businesses right in front of us. You see the businesses.
Exactly. They're not in the fucking back rooms here. They're not in the middle of nowhere. As he just showed you, there is a business right in front of them. She could easily just get out of the vehicle and wait there for the next Uber if she's unsatisfied with this one and feeling unsafe. Why is she just waiting in the vehicle if she feels so unsafe? This is the classic fucking Watchmen moment of, I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me. I feel terrible for the Uber driver. Dude just has to sit here and just stew in this weirdo atmosphere she is creating over nothing. Now, to me, and this is just my little tinfoil hat game theory here, my little conspiracy I've cooked up, I feel like this is probably a scheme that she pulls from time to time to avoid paying for an Uber. I feel like she's probably doing this to try and get like a refund through the service. Like, I felt so unsafe. This is unacceptable. I need a refund. Look at this like horrible experience I went through. It was traumatic. I couldn't leave the Uber. I was trapped. I was a prisoner in the Uber. I need my money back. That's what I think it is.
She's saying she don't feel safe, but she refuses to get out. She can go right to the business over there. There's chairs. She can sit there with her things and wait for her next Uber.
She's gonna drive off with my packages. I mean, this is like, I've never had this before. I'm pretty surprised that you're not able to provide more assistance or even call the police.
So her concern is that when she gets out of the vehicle, he's going to drive off with her packages. Why would he do that? Like, I don't even know why that would be a thought that would cross his mind, that he would drive off with your packages. He just wants you the fuck out of there. I would guess that he would do anything to get you out of that car. He looks miserable in there. This lady's like a dementor, sucking all of the joy and fun out of life everywhere she goes, it looks like. And I don't know who she's on the phone with. Like, why are you surprised that they can't do more than just refer you to, like, calling 911 if it's an actual emergency? What is she supposed to do? Get the Navy SEALs over there? I'm so curious who she's talking to on the phone there. Like, maybe she got Zordon on the horn and she's hoping that he'll dispatch the Power Rangers over there to save her packages and let her get out of the back seat. Just get out of the fucking car. Anyone would tell you the same. Like, if you feel unsafe, just get out of the vehicle. And if he's trapping you there, call 911. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I have an expensive package in the trunk. If I get out, what if he drives off with it?
Now she's saying I might drive off with her things when I can clearly just take them out and place them over the side.
Get out of his car and he's on the phone with the authorities. You could get your package and wait for your next Uber.
But how do I get the package?
You know, this is a fun fact. Random fun fact for me. Okay. Back in the days, when women have like a very like paranoia, hysterical like behavior, time to time that keep happening, they go to see a doctors. That was like 50 years ago, like around those time, like people still don't understand human body that well. They literally say like smoking is the best medicines. Like food pyramid was not a thing yet. So when they have like this kind of situations, they went to see a fucking doctors about it. Do you know what the fucking doctors suggest? I might suggest it might be a good remedy too. They had a vibrator. Yes, vibrator used to. It was. Okay, now it's not. People don't see it that way. It was a medical instrument people invented to cure women hysteria. I don't know. You guys can go search the internet. It's a thing. Like women, like standard, like a thing, like back then, like it's when women behave like that, this is called hysterical or hysteria. It's basically like their imaginations. Really hard to say. It's more like, you know, like everyone is pent up to a certain rate. Guys can fap, girls that usually like back in the days is like, you can't even show their fucking ankle. So like women generally don't see a lot of actions back in the days. Nowadays, I think women choose to not have any actions. And then they have you know, like pent up stuff, like it happened in their bodies, and they went hysterical. Like, because here's the thing. The vibrator prescription things back in the days, it actually works. The problem is it actually works. So now you have to say questions. When women become super hysterical, are they pent up or not? I have no idea, because sometimes when you are too angry, anyone who have a life partner before, either dude or female, like your partner of the opposite sex, you always realize this one thing: when your partner is super like moody, one good night's sleep together that can like cure most of the things. I'm not even kidding about it. So it does have some effect. I won't say 100% effect for everyone. That's not going to have like 100% for everyone. There are people who are super insensitive. There are people who are super sensitive. There are people who are doing it so much to a point it's desensitized from it. So everyone again have like a different thing. But look at her face. I would feel like she might need it. She might need a few gooding sessions to help her out a little bit. She has been way too hysterical at this point. If go into a car of a guy and say I'm in danger, like your immediate like first reaction is I'm in danger, I don't want to get out. Like the illogical reasons. So like here's the thing: if a person's like we have fear, it's good to be scared. It's good to have fear, but when you have irrational fear, that becomes a different thing. Irrational fear is fear without logics. It's like if you're afraid of spiders, anyone is afraid of spiders. You can't say you're fucking brave. Spider can actually kill you if they bite you, the dangerous one. So it's a natural thing to have a fear of spiders, but there are people who have arachnophobia. Even a silhouette of a spider, even the spider is just a pictures, they can't stand it. That is what we call irrational fear, because the spider literally cannot, the pictures can literally not do anything to you. But the look at the picture itself of the spiders scare the crap out of you so much that you pissed yourself. That is what we call irrational fear. So if you enter a state of every single thing that you see in your immediate vicinity become irrational fear, that is an issue. That is something deep within psychology. Is that something that's wrong that have to be fixed. We can have fear, but we cannot have too much fear. And we cannot be too brave and have no fear. That is what we call idiot. That will die early. Bravery and fear is always a very healthy dose amount. Don't go to the point that it's just irrational bravery and irrational fear that happens. There are things that you shouldn't be afraid of. There are also the things that you should be afraid of.
You get out of the car, bozo.
Package and wait for your next Uber.
But how do I get the package?
You get out of the car, bozo. That's how you get your package. Oh my god, what an infuriating person. He is even saying he can just take her packages and put them over there. Take Bikini Bottom and move it over there. He is telling you he will do that. Just say, okay, let's do it.
I need him to open the trunk.
Open the trunk.
Okay.
You can ask him to open the trunk.
Well, I'll do that right now. Whatever gets you out of here, I don't care. I'll open it, you get your package, whatever you need to do. I'm going to get her package out of the back because she's scared I'm going to take her package. Her package is out, package is right there. I'm right here. I'm getting back into my vehicle.
Once he heard a possible solution to get her the fuck out of that car, he sprung into action. He recognized this was a stalemate on the chessboard, but then heard her talk about this package and was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it myself because she's not leaving, so I'll get the package. He gets it, he sets it on the ground, then the ball is in her court, the rest is in God's hands there. He set the package down, and it's like placing a nut like in the grass or something to like lure a squirrel out to go somewhere. So he's hoping that that'll be enough to get her to finally open that car door and just leave. And thankfully, it was. We got the good ending here. She finally got out of the car. What a baffling interaction. So, she felt unsafe in the Uber. And instead of leaving or anything to try and remedy that situation that she's cooked up in her head, she stays in the Uber. What sense does that make? How do people go about their lives like this? It is.
Have you watched a lot of like those kind of like, you know, like a horror movie and say like, no way that person can be that stupid. Here you see. I feel I'm in immediate danger. This is a haunted house. It's so dangerous. I need to stay in there. It's the world most stupidest thing in the world. It's basically like, oh my gosh, it is so dangerous. I felt so in danger. Let's keep staying in here. Man, this kind of like, I got. At this point, like, if you have aneurysms on this kind of stuff, like it's gonna, okay. It's like it's a dunzo thing. It's going to happen. It's just going to work.
It's incomprehensible to me. Anyway, I just had the app about it. What a...
This one I want to know.
You're not going to believe this, but this...
By the way, like McDonald's is a very big place. Like the CEO might be just in America only. It depends on different country. The McDonald's in Malaysia is actually controlled by one person's. Okay, controlled by like one company. We have that one company control KFC, McDonald's, and almost all the fast food chain. Yes, one company control all the fast food franchise in Malaysia. So they don't have any war between each others. This is the funniest shit that happens, that everyone is like working in harmonies.
CEO of McDonald's just made a fool of himself. More of a clown than Ronald McDonald. He wanted to do this, I guess, short video to hype up the new Big Arch burger hitting their menu. So he wanted to show how much he enjoys the cuisine from McDonald's, and so they filmed a video of him eating his lunch, which consisted of the Big Arch burger. And this dude was acting like he was about to eat the Krabby Patty that killed the health inspector. He was like afraid of it. There was like actual fear and panic in his eyes as he was about to eat the burger, and he could only muster one baby bite out of it. And this is supposed to promote the burger, by the way. This coming from the CEO of the company, who seems like he is repulsed by it. Like it was a revolting experience for him. I don't understand, A, why they filmed it, B, how they watched what they filmed and then said, yep, that's good, ship it, we're gonna send that. Blows my mind. You know what's gonna blow your mind, though? Is the newest Cheeky scent. It's licensed to clean, baby. It's available now at usecheeky.com. That one cooked extra hard on, I'll tell you what. That one's pretty special. Oh yeah, I saw the McDonald's CEO really enjoying the fine cuisine at McDonald's. He made this really cool video showing how much he enjoys the Big Arch, the new McDonald's burger, and you can tell he loved it.
Chris K here with, you've heard about it, here it is, the Big Arch.
Yes,
this
sir.
This is something that we have tested already.
Look how, you could already just tell from the packaging, that's like a fucking tungsten block of meat right there. So much high quality meat from McDonald's.
In Portugal,
and Chris
Germany,
is salivating.
Canada.
He can't
love
wait.
This product, it is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So here we go. First, holy cow!
Oh my god!
Burger.
Oh,
got a very.
You've been working out, Chris? How are you even holding that much? Good lord! Look at all that! Look at all that patty in there! Wow! Big Arches, right? That's fucking turbo-sized, Chris. Ooh, golly.
Unique kind of sesame, poppy sort of bun on it. We've got two
You know, actually, I got like a very fit friend. He actually eat McDonald's every day. He loves McDonald's, but he also like know that McDonald's can make him fat. So every time he basically just keep going to the gym that he's so fucking fit, but he also eat McDonald's every day. Every day different McDonald's. He literally have like a different like time for like different McDonald's. Like there's like McDeluxe in this day, Big Mac in this day, and that day. He also eat many different burgers too. Obviously not just McDonald's, but he always loved burgers. He basically every day breakfast is a burger. But almost by default, the easiest to access one, obviously, is McDonald's. So if when that store closes, he can just call McDonald's. But he eats so much burgers. Holy shit, sometimes he eats 2. And he just loved it so much, but he also knows that he will get fat from just eating those things. So he always do so much exercise that he's gosh dang fucking jack. Like he have that like Bruce Lee body. Like, holy shit.
Quarter-pound patties, a delicious Big Arch sauce, and of course some lettuce. So, there's so much going on with this. First of all, let's try to get this thing.
Yeah, try and wrangle it, Chris. It's out of control.
So much to it.
It's a bucking Bronco.
There's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment of truth.
Oh!
The way he holds it, you know that he never eat a burger in his life.
Oh, look at the way he sinks his teeth in there. That's a big boy bite.
That is so good.
Almost got the whole thing in one
bite for a big arch.
I love that. That's a big bite for a big arch, and it's literally like Squidward's bite out of SpongeBob.
He just eat the fucking bread, to be honest.
That's good stuff. Yeah, it's like some kind of poppy sesame bun going on here. Oh, yeah, my lunch. Yeah. Look at his face, man. The CEO too, by the way. I don't know why he thought this was a good idea. He clearly doesn't want to eat it. It's clearly not his lunch. It's a terrible marketing pitch. It looks like he's held hostage. And he doesn't take another bite, by the way.
That's a big bite for a big arch. It's distinctively McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger. But it also
McDonald's invented meat and bun.
It's a delicious
no one else
product.
does that.
You've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And of course, we've got the pickles.
Yep, it's doing great.
I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch, but
MJ.
Big Arch, try it when you can get it.
You know that went straight in the trash can. Look at that face. That face says, I'm going to go force myself to throw up in the toilet like it's a bulimic episode right now. He hated that. I really don't know what the thought process was here. I really don't. Should have gotten the guy who's eating 50,000 Big Macs to be in the video. They absolutely should have. That's Dave Gorski. Dave Gorski has eaten 50,000 Big Macs. He's had like one or two Big Macs a day since like 1956.
Yeah, like here's the thing. Like, they should just hire me to eat the burger for them. I enjoy burgers so much. So as my other friend. This is why we are like burger partner. We basically eat in a group sometimes, and then they'd be like, "Wow, 2 of you like eating like the best food in the world." You guys are eating. I'll be like, yes." But too bad, I look fat. Like he got and then he got a sleeper build. His face is quite round. He do exercise on his body only, but not doing a lot of like facial exercise. So like his face is rounded, but his body is fucking jacked up.
Or something.
And I more or less like working in the opposite. As again, my face is not that fat, so like it's not visible that I am fat. But my body is fat. My face is not fat. As for my other friend, his face is fat, but his body is not fat.
I don't know why they wouldn't just bring someone that actually likes the product to review it. This guy doesn't even know what he's holding. Yeah, it's some kind of like sesame poppy thing going on, and of course pickles, right? Distinctly McDonald's. being forced to eat the peasant gruel.
No. What they need is they need this guy to do the McDonald thing. Like, you need a person who eat the stuff is basically the way he eat it is going to show how tasty the fucking food is.
Oh my goodness, oh my damn, oh my goodness, they're going ham. Oh my goodness, oh my damn, oh my goodness, they're going ham. This is how bacon is supposed to be. The fries, they blend so perfectly.
This is how you reviewed it.
I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. You bite the fry bites back, my man. Damn, crispy crunch. Look at the bacon. Get yourself that double cheeseburger.
Damn.
Get a grocery bag. The cheese is oozing. Let's do this. Damn. Do you want to know the difference between a wheat burger and a burger that has strength? And a burger that has strength. A wheat burger you can chew and stop talk. A burger with strength you chew. The meat just absorbs all the space and all the air possible all in your throat.
Yeah, this is what you call. If you need some things, this guy is your man.
It's coming out. Word. Skimmel a rinky dinky dink. Skimmel a rinky dink. I love you. Oh my damn. This is how bacon is supposed to be. The fries, they blend so perfectly. The cheese up in here is going ham. Damn. I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. You bite the fry bites back, my man.
Damn.
Crispy crunch. Look at the bacon. Get yourself that double cheeseburger. Get a grocery bag. The cheese is oozing. Let's do this. Damn.
Watch the original and subscribe to Dame Drops. Here's our cover. Do your own. Have a great day and a great life.
That is Five Guys.
This nurse just ruined her life with some base.
Like I say, like, this is why you need a guy who eat a thing that his face literally, visibly show that it is yummy. And to be honest, I'm hungry too. I need to AFK a little bit. I need to grab some snack to eat too. Nice.
Basic attention on TikTok and is now facing up to 20 years in prison.
This Atlanta area.
This nurse just ruined her life for some basic attention on TikTok and is now facing up to 20 years in prison.
This Atlanta area healthcare worker seen on TikTok dipping it low on her patient's forehead. Patients, you can see, are living with disabilities.
It's almost like TikTok is a perpetual social experiment in search of a new societal low. And boy, does this woman do exactly that. So meet Lucretia Coyan, a 19-year-old nurse who filmed and posted a video of herself twerking on top of 2 disabled patients' heads. So not only did she dance on these patients' heads, people who were meant to be in her care, but she also was seen in one of these videos actively giving the patient's medication while twerking on his head.
Lucretia Coyan is her real name, 19 years old, charged on Tuesday with exploiting a disabled person. This is her dancing on top of what's believed to be her male patient, sitting in a bathtub. As the music plays, she reaches in her scrubs, pulls out pills, and gives it to him before the video abruptly shuts off.
What is wrong with people? Why can't you just do your job correctly and not act out for some TikTok attention?
Some good show. Some very good show.
Where was the upside here? Some attention on TikTok? With the downside being up to 20 years in prison? Really? Obviously, these videos are uncomfortable to watch, and she did it twice. Once to a patient sitting in a chair, and another one that was literally in the bathtub. And these videos were shot in an in-home adult daytime program, meaning that these patients need assistance throughout the whole day. And instead, they get Lucretia, who dances on them, twerks on them, and films herself doing so. I would be furious if I had an elder relative that was unfortunate enough to be in a situation like that where they need to be taken care of 24/7 and have someone like Lucretia use them for clout on TikTok. I guess the good thing here, again, the trash just takes itself out. She essentially self-snitched online, and now she's in some pretty big trouble. But I guess this was just her brightest idea to get some attention online. But for obvious reasons.
Yeah, like I say again, all these people are extremely dumb. They literally film their crime and then like post it on TikTok. Like, the fuck? Like, is everyone at TikTok just trying their best to outcrime themselves?
People are not happy with her, calling her out for exploiting patients. Some said that she should lose her registration and even be locked up. And we'll get to how both of those things might actually happen, because despite all the backlash, Lucretia is still defending herself. She posted videos on TikTok stating that the angles of this video made it seem way worse than what it actually was.
Is not what it is. Trust and believe. All I gotta say for now is angles play a big part, but we're gonna get into that another time.
No matter the angle, you can clearly see her crotch area is on his forehead.
A lot of people in the comments talking about suicide, just all type of dumb, non-verbal. Trust and believe. He's verbal, and if he's not verbal to his kins, then I don't know what's going on over there. But around here, he be verbal. And I got proof. What you say? I'll give my hug. You want to get a hug? Yeah. Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't think there's any angle here that would make the situation look better. Why are you doing this at work to the people that you're supposed to be taking care of? Also, when it comes to patients that basically need 24/7 care, just because they can speak doesn't mean they can actually consent. Does she seriously not understand the difference between being able to talk and to be able to give permission to do something like this? Also, notice she didn't once say that either of her patients actually said, hey, this is okay for you to do this, film it, and post it to TikTok. It's also funny to me that she's still using that angle of the video as a reason for the negative reaction when she's the one who filmed it. What are you talking about? You chose the angle. And again, there's no angle of you doing this that would make it look better. But maybe she caught on, as those videos have now been deleted. And the last post she just made is essentially just her leaving the facility. But that video was also deleted right now before I could watch it right here. What's so crazy about this post, other than the complete lack of regard for any respect of any of the people that she's supposed to be taking care of, is she uses this hashtag nurses dancing on patient head. You want to get get discovered in the algorithm for that? Are you kidding? Like, she's actively encouraging a trend to be made around this, or else you wouldn't be putting that hashtag, because no one's using that hashtag by her or but her, or I guess by people who are talking about this situation. And obviously I get it, the internet's going to do its own thing, so obviously people are posting on this hashtag. Some are talking about it and others are making satirical remakes of this situation. So what does this TikToker do? I guess she thinks it's funny as well, so she's reposting this. Right. See, that's completely fine. And I feel like I shouldn't have to explain
what
this,
did I
like,
just
ethical
witness?
differences between these two
My
videos,
eye!
but I am slightly worried that Lucretia can't tell the difference. So the key here is that in this video, both are in on the joke. Clearly the woman who's beneath the other woman can consent to be a part of this video. But Lucretia's over here reposting this while apparently facing up to 20 years in prison. Like, come on. I was also going through some of the videos she's been reposting on her TikTok account, and one of these was like self-help, how to grow on TikTok videos. And the main point of this, I guess, this video was, hey, if you go viral for something, keep repeating that action and you'll keep going viral. I guess that's what she did, because she went viral for dancing on one patient's head, so she was like, why not do this again? But hopefully she doesn't take that advice too seriously and just continues to triple down and quadruple down by doing this, because that'll get her in a lot more trouble. It's not like she's not facing enough trouble currently. But also, to be fair, I don't think she has access to these patients anymore, because what employer would keep her on after all of this came out? Because the Loganville Police Department executed a search warrant on Koyan on January 23rd. Here the department states, on January 23rd, 2025, the Loganville Police Department was made aware of a viral video posted to social media depicting a female dancing in a provocative manner above a disabled person who was seated in a chair. A criminal investigation
Too bad
was
I just
initiated,
used
which
up all of
resulted in
them.
the execution this morning of both a search warrant and arrest warrant for the female. Apparently, when the police came to her door to complete the arrest, a man answered and stuck out his tongue at the cops before telling them to not come back. That, and I guess her smiling in her mugshot, doesn't really make things seem like they're taking this seriously at all. If you commit a crime, why are you making things worse for yourself? Because now you have to defend yourself, and anything like that does not help you in the court of law. But
literally, it's like the cop said, lady, you are under arrest. Bleh. Bleh.
more recently, she's been arrested and charged with one felony count of exploitation of a disabled person. The cop
at this point, I think she also disabled, mentally disabled at this point.
Reviewed one of the videos of the alleged abuse and are reviewing the second one as we speak, with additional charges certainly possible. So as of right now, she's been booked into Walton County Jail, but she was released after posting a $7,500 bond. So just with that one single charge that she's facing, she's looking up to 20 years in prison and up to $50,000 in fines. And that's only with that one charge. Apparently, the others are possible. So that could make things a lot worse for her, to put it lightly. So the police have stated that they checked on the alleged victims and they don't seem to be in any current harm. But even though we know Lucretia was a part of the in-home adult daycare program, they have yet to find out if she was actually licensed. That's wild to me. Let me repeat that. They don't know if she was actually licensed. And remember, in one of the videos of her twerking on one of the patients, she was actively feeding the guy medicine. So that's just a whole nother lawsuit right there. It might be the case that she was working at this facility without a license, which makes me want to take a closer look at this facility.
But here's where it gets tricky. It says that she works at Publix on Facebook at the moment, but before she went viral, this is who she listed as her employer, SNL Healthcare. Online, it says that their philosophy and vision is to, quote, provide the highest quality care and excellent services while promoting the social interaction of seniors in a nurturing family-like environment. Each member of our team is committed to respecting your loved one as an individual with unique wants and needs, regardless of their current level of independence or capability.
Okay, so not only does it look like they might have had some alleged unlicensed staff, but they also hired someone who does not fit their online philosophy at all. I would definitely not call this the highest quality of care or respecting someone's loved one as an individual, but maybe, just maybe, that's just me. So this place is starting to look extremely sketchy. It's still an ongoing investigation, but it's not looking good. And this just makes everything so much weirder.
SNL Healthcare is listed here as a nursing care agency. It's based in Loganville, Georgia, which is about an hour east of Atlanta. The owner, Mary Nayu, listed here on the National Provider Identifier Database.
Please leave your message for Mary Nayu.
We called. She has not returned our calls or email for comment. It's also been reported, too, that Mary is Krisha's mother.
What? So, currently, that's just alleged, but it might be her mom that owns the place. That would explain a lot, I guess. How she got hired.
Nepo baby.
That she's not licensed, allegedly. And this could also...
Here's the thing. There's so many bad Nepo baby out there. I'm technically can become a Nepo baby too. I choose not to because I know I'm going to fuck up like them.
Be how she got away with this for so long, but it does really make me wonder how she treats patients.
Thank God I'm not that entitled.
When she's not filming. Obviously, this whole situation just looks sketchy, including the day center that she worked at. As of now, Lucretia's trial is pending, but hopefully she faces some real consequences for this, because we should not be rewarding this behavior. Does she deserve 20 years for this? No, absolutely not. That sounds crazy as well. So it'll definitely be really interesting to see what charges are added and what her total time will end up being. And while some of this information isn't currently known for sure, like if she's even licensed and if the center's owner is her mom, we'll probably make a follow-up video when more of these details come out. But until then, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh yeah, you should definitely check out that video. Peace.
Well, sugar mama is not essentially a thing, especially being like a streamers. Everyone is technically your sugar mama and papa. Wait, what? This 6 hours ago? Did he just make a new video of it, or like... Did he just make a new video of it, or like she started up some shit again? Like, was Cha-Cha-Chilla back on the menu again? Well, anyone who can manage to donate money to me technically is. Wait.
This TikToker got 18 months in prison after laundering the equivalent of $11 billion in today's value. And as a response to her sentence, she decided to drop a diss track on the United States government. The stories just keep getting wilder and wilder. That's what's funny about this.
Weird enough to catch a case. They think I'm from outer space.
Okay. If I had no knowledge of the situation, I would have never guessed that she was involved in laundering $11 billion in today's value of stolen
Not sure what you're
cryptocurrency.
talking about.
So, meet Heather Morgan. You might remember her if you've been a longtime viewer of this channel, as I've covered her before about 2 to 3 years ago. During the day, she's apparently an international economist, serial entrepreneur, and investor in B2B software companies. I guess she's also an expert in persuasion, social engineering, and game theory. This is according to her. She was also apparently an ex-Forbes writer and TikToker, but what really took the internet by surprise is that she's also a rapper and fashion designer that goes by Razzlecon. And it's safe to say, as we teased before, this is just a whole nother can of worms.
I'm a motherfucking bad. Go on, make me a sandwich. You annoying like itch.
Clearly a generational talent, and she was recently sentenced to 1.5 years in prison for helping her husband, Ela Lichtenstein, launder tens of thousands of Bitcoin stolen from the Bitfinex cryptocurrency exchange back in 2016.
But let me be clear. I planned and executed the Bitfinex heist entirely by myself. And I am the one who bears full responsibility for everything that has happened. While it is true that my wife pleaded guilty to laundering a small portion of the funds, She was in no way involved in the hack itself.
So I guess that's his side of the story. And side note, Hila Lichtenstein sounds like a straight up movie supervillain name. But while most criminals, or well, at least the ones sophisticated enough to pull off a hack like that, would tend to stay low, they did the opposite. Especially Heather did the complete opposite, as not only did she become a rapper, but she also tried to shoot her shots as a TikTok influencer. Not just any kind of TikTok influencer, but a business motivational TikTok influencer, which I guess really goes to show how fake so much of that industry is. But it's also a lesson that we've learned time and time again here on this channel, that influencers often are pretty fake. Because here we have Heather posting TikTok videos.
This is why I keep telling you guys,
you know, make it as
like I am going to make content that is very fake while I'm stream. I'm still true to myself. When I make content, don't take like my video format stuff too seriously. I'm making content. So if you guys used to watch me a lot, like in YouTube, in stream, like you have to know like the Kire from that from the video versions, and like the Kire from like stream version is a completely different one. It's a completely different guy. I just noticed like your suit is a coat, not a jacket. Your suit is actually a coat, not an actual full-on suit. So I have to like do a little bit of like edit onto it. And you should. Have a nice night. Good night. Okay, let's continue watching this.
As an entrepreneur, a self-made entrepreneur. Meanwhile, her husband stole the equivalent of $3.4 billion at the time of when she made this video. And this video was apparently titled, "How I Built a Multi-Million-Dollar Business in My 20s with Zero Outside Funding." Zero outside funding. Are you sure about that one? And then the other question I have is, if this was actually true, why would your husband feel the need to steal, you know, $70 million at the time in Bitcoin. Sounds like a whole lot of risk for a very limited amount of upside. Or well, $70 million is pretty big upside, and then eventually it turned into $11 billion. So the upside was there, but you know, in 2016, no one thought Bitcoin was going to be where it is today. But both of them ended up getting slap on the wrist sentences, although the Bitcoin was confiscated. So since I just mentioned it there, we might as well go back in time to talk about how we even got here in the first place. So back in August of 2016, the Bitfinex exchange suffered a massive security breach, and one of the largest crypto hacks to date. About 120,000 Bitcoins were stolen from different exchange wallets in a series of unauthorized transactions. And all of the stolen Bitcoins were directed to one single wallet, which later authorities linked to Ila Lichtenstein, Razzle Khan's husband. And just to put things in perspective, when all of this happened, as I said previously, the amount of Bitcoin they stole was worth only $71 million. In 2022, when the story broke, that same amount of Bitcoin was now worth over $4.5 billion. Today, the 120,000 Bitcoins equal $11.6 billion. That's a big hack. So it's safe to say they could have won the criminal lottery by now if they managed to never get caught. However, in January of 2017, the first significant movement of that stolen Bitcoin was recorded. And over the years from 2017 to 2022, both Ela and Heather used the most complex and sophisticated range of methods available at the time to launder these stolen funds, including use of fake identities, running scripts to perform automated transactions, layered deposits, darknet market and mixers, conversion from Bitcoin to even more anonymous coins, and then cashing out through legitimate US-based business accounts. It was a little bit vague here, but I would also assume that there was some trusts and anonymous LLCs involved from, you know, the few states that allow you to do that. In April of 2021, TRM Labs, they detected that about $800 million worth of Bitcoin was sent to intermediary wallets before it went through a private mixing service, which then makes it even harder for them to track the money. But in January of 2022, the IRSCI, which is the Internal Revenue Service Criminal Investigation Department, the FBI, and the Homeland Security Investigations agents, they executed a search warrant at the couple's house in Wall Street. And they could find a bunch of really interesting and suspicious things, to put it lightly, that the investigation really needed, such as a hollowed out book that could be used to hide items, a bag of burner phones under a bed, and a bunch of false ID documents to create fake bank accounts. And then the real kicker is some of the electronic devices the agents took, it could straight up link them to the assets of the hack. And when a court issued a seizure warrant, that allowed the confiscation of 94,636 Bitcoin from Ela's wallet. And apparently this is the largest seizure the US Department of Justice has ever done. On February 8th, 2022, the couple was arrested and charged with their crimes. And throughout the following year, from February 2022 to July 2023, they were both likely cooperating with the government to mitigate their sentences. Ela admitted not only to laundering the money, but also executing the Bitfinex hack itself, although he remained in jail until the end of this trial. His wife, on the other hand, was released on bond after posting bail, as the judge for their case believed Heather was less likely to have access to the funds for escaping the country. And throughout all this time, their social media accounts were just, you know, crickets. There was nothing there until now, because suddenly Razzle Khan, she returned.
I'm sorry I've been gone for a little while. The last 3 years I was battling a Fed case, and I like to listen to my lawyers. Well, guess what? It's over, and I'm very excited that I will soon be telling my story, sharing my thoughts, and telling you more about the creative and other endeavors I've been working on. Razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle. So she did return to her old hobby as a musician and release a preview to what she called her jail song written from solitary confinement.
Okay, so the song is called Miss Someone or Stay Strong. You miss someone, cause they gone. Don't feel alone, stay strong. Remember time nor space can break that bond. Even in death, the soul still lives on. So you gotta.
Like, here's the thing, okay? I feel bad for the husband. Like, have you guys ever played games together, like maybe with your girlfriend or like any other boyfriend? Like they are not gamer, okay? And then you make them tag along with you, and then they are just so fucking bad. Like, you play any like rank game, like Marvel Rival or any other stuff or games like that, and then they just drag your fucking rank down because they're so fucking bad. And then now Yeah, this is literally the situations that you're looking at, and then they'd be like, oh, this is stupid. This is stupid. Stupid. Like, he literally got exposed by his wife. If they just do whatever they do, like, for safety reasons, fine. Like, here's the thing, like, most people does crime, but the people who got caught of doing crime, okay, is when they did it so naturally, they just forgot to be, you know, like, every single time, like, you want to jaywalk, you look at left and right, make sure no people stare at you, and then you jaywalk. And then walk past to another street so you don't get hit by cars. You still have to be aware of fucking car exists, okay? When you want to jaywalk, you're so comfortable at jaywalk to the point that you just straight up walk into the street and don't look at a car. That is how you get hit by a gosh dang car, okay? You want a debate topic? I'm not really sure. There's lots of debate topic you want to talk about. We can watch a bit of Mugen video. Speaking about Mugen video, I guess like last time that the things that we got watching, like we still like halfway there. Yeah, you kings, I still haven't really finished this thing yet. So
14th, 2026.
Do you still remember this? The one that I just randomly had to like walk off on. Yeah, let's roll back up a little bit.
But it's weird that Tens deleted their engagement photos.
But I think I lost like most of the energy to watch this thing. Let's watch something else while I'm working on stuff. Oh, speaking of this, you know, he finally got the final sentencing, Johnny Smalley. Yeah, he got the final sentencing, and he's have to like do labor, like jail and like doing labor works for like 3 years in Korea. But the problem is, he have a sex offender like record, so now he got a second problem. Even though like he have to like work a equivalent amount of 3 years of labor work, like prison labor works, no one's want to hire him because he got a sex offender case on him. Like basically he got charged with like being a sex offender, so he can't even pick cabbages. No kimchi making for him. So he had to work on the hard job. Like picking cabbage is too good for him now. So what kind of jobs he can do? Like why he have to like confine a solidarity distance from a lot of people? Not really sure. Maybe a sewer worker. At this point, I'm not sure what kind of jobs that he will manage to get land on, but he will still stay there, not earning jack shit. And if he didn't get hired to do any labor jobs, means like the sentencing time, even though it say like 3 years, you think is short, but if he didn't get any job in that 1 year, he will not shave off that 3 year off at all. He need to get a job in there. But getting a job in there is almost impossible for him because every fucker in Korea hate him. So now he got a new problem to face. No, his phone got confiscated. The guy who keeps supporting him, Hank, already left him. So like he literally is on his own. You know, I feel like I want to like make a video like this one too. Like do like this particular one, yes, this particular one. I need to find a bunch of friends.
My
Like
life and attention has been sunk in
good
abiotic
thing.
fact.
Good thing is like this guy have like so many like things like gather up togethers. It's not like I'm not going to do my homework and then like just copy and paste his. I obviously have my own things I would be adding into it, but generally I would want to do like case by case like abiotic factor law stuff, and then I might invite my friend who is like doing lots of like voice acting, and you know, doing a lots of like voice acting stuff, and then let them like do some like of the like the email conversations that you see like in throughout the games and stuff. Like technically abiotic factor is like a very SCP like stuff, so they have a lot of SCP email conversation talking about those kind of stuff. I do love it so much.
A survival game best described as a mix between Half-Life 1 and the SCP Foundation. Today, I wanted to go over the SCP side of the game, aka the immurement subjects. There will be a multitude of spoilers ahead, so if you haven't played the game yet, I implore you to. Then come back and watch this video. This video has been made to the best of my ability, so if there's anything wrong about anything, please feel free to comment corrections down below. These subjects are categorized by shortening immurement subjects to IS and then followed by a 4-digit number. There are also ICs, which stand for immurement candidate. These are non-canon creations by the community, I believe, so I won't be covering them in this video. Maybe if it gets enough attention and that's something people want to see, I can do another video covering those. Before we jump into the ISs, there are some classifiers that need to be explained. The first classifiers are the containment echelons. These are single words that quickly describe the subject's risk or ability to be contained. Emails found in the facility talk about how important it is to learn these classifiers so that you may stay safe at all times. There are 6 containment echelons in total. Starting from the bottom is Ordo. Ordo means a subject is benign. These subjects can be easily contained and do not seem to have any risk or danger associated with them, or at least fully understood. Next is Sanct, meaning known and controlled. These subjects have been studied enough that we now understand them to an acceptable extent and have a known way to be contained and controlled. Even so, this does not mean they are without danger. We now move on to some higher risk classifications with Crucius. These are high risk subjects. These subjects can cause direct harm to an individual if not careful. This harm can be physical or mental in some cases. While most of Crucius classification should not be treated as toys, Gate has found ways of either containing or dealing with these subjects. Thala is our next class, that being extreme risk. These subjects should be treated as threats at all times, and a majority, if not all of these subjects, should only be handled after being given proper clearance, multiple scientist presence, or even having gatekeepers along with you should anything go wrong. Our next classifications are more abstract, the first being Solitus. These subjects are uncontainable. Gate either does not have the equipment to contain these ISs, or they either do not follow conventional rules of our world and therefore cannot be contained by any known means. Our final class is Jura. Jura subjects are by all means unaccessible. These subjects are hard to explain, but will make more sense the more I talk about each one individually. For now, Jura subjects are unable to be studied or understood. This can be from any reason such as danger of trying to study it, or the inability of equipment to record anything about said subject. The last thing we'll run through is designations. There's quite a few, so I'll make these quick. These have an abbreviation, a meaning, and a photo alongside. Starting from the top, we have aggressive or AG, attentive/responsive or AV, camouflaged or CA, extreme hazard or EH, harnessable energy or EN, external or EX, gateway or GW, harmless or HL, infectious or IF, invasive or IN, invincible or IV, localized or LC, psychic or PY, passive or PS, temporal or TL, and relativistic. or R. There is also KV, but no meaning or picture is given and only one IS has it. With all of our classifications done, we can now begin learning about the immurement subjects. IS number 3, the unwearable hat. IS-03 is an unassuming top hat that was recovered in Boston in 1826. The origins come from an unknown lynching victim. The hat, made from felted wool, beaver fur, and a silver buckle, has the strange effect of making the wearer have an overwhelming compulsion to remove it from their own head. In-game, that hat can be found in Dr. Peters' room in the residence sector, due to the extended containment sector not being complete yet. When attempting to wear the hat, the player character will remove the hat after a few seconds without any input from the player themselves. An audio log found nearby from Dr. Mance talks about a test done with himself, Dr. Peters, and Dr. Yannick.
Dr. Mance, Cascade Facility. That hat. That damned hat. We took IS-03 through the usual paces after recovering it from a collector in... Nothing out of the ordinary, so we moved on to situational testing. I'm aware, of course, that protocols dictate no testing with primary research staff, but the hat seemed innocuous enough, despite its morbid progeny. After all, if we can't run a few simple tests on a simple beaver skin hat, why send us all down under in every conceivable sense of the phrase? I digress. During today's testing, I allowed Dr. Peters to run a few exercises she'd had in mind, but we've learned very little. At first she would place the hat on her head, then casually remove it, as if that was always her plan, despite voicing her intent to keep it there only moments before. Duct tape? She couldn't get it off fast enough. At least we had the foresight to protect her hair. Then she instructed myself and Dr. Yannick to hold the hat down on her head, no matter what. She's already forgiven us, but I still can't help feeling that I owe her a lunch. The hat remains on a coat rack in Dr. Peters' office until renovations are complete on the extended containment blocks. As for her outburst, the imagination with which she invoked our doom for those few seconds was, well, perhaps the hat also enhances one's vocabulary.
IS number 10, glowing shard. The glowing shard is a rock that somehow emits a white glow. It can be found in-game next to cold storage in the Cascade laboratories after cutting up a dead body. If crafted into a trinket in-game, the shard reduces electrical damage to the player and prevents Tesla coils from targeting the wearer. Containment protocol states simply that it is advised not to stare directly at IS-010 for extended periods during nocturnal hours. If done in-game, nothing happens to the player, so this is most likely simple advice for most brightly glowing objects. IS number 12, the shapeshifter. IS-012 is reported as highly intelligent and can change its form. Not only can it convincingly copy the look of a human, it can also mimic the voice. Currently, it has taken the form of the deceased Dr. Albert Kane. It has attempted to trick or persuade staff to release it multiple times, as well as succeeding before, as stated in an audio log by Dr. Mance.
Dr. Derek Mance, Cascade. Report on the escape of IS-012. It seems 012 talked one of the new security staff into letting it out of high containment. Exactly how it did this is unclear, but we found it, the creature, eating in the break room an hour later. What point it was trying to make is equally uncertain, but this cannot be allowed to happen again.
A second audio log by Mance unveils this creature's ability to charm those around it, even when faced with the obvious truth of its lies.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting. I have spent more time with IS-012 recently, but I've yet to fully fathom this creature. It insists it is a known and former member of our staff, even though I attended that man's funeral more than 2 years ago. So far, this entity has done nothing to threaten or jeopardize the facility. I even find it a bit charming, and perhaps it is harmless. But if I must choose, I'd rather be cruel than wrong. Its containment remains indefinite.
A third audio log by Dr. Mance is almost a turning point in Gates' relationship with the creature.
After my last conversation with IS-012, I find myself increasingly sympathetic to its plight. It is highly intelligent and appears genuinely benign. Some elements of its story do not entirely satisfy my doubts, but I am coming to believe we may have unjustly contained this creature. If I can verify a few key facts, we may ultimately release it.
A fourth audio log from Mance shifts the narrative.
Dr. Mance, Cascade Facility. Further to my previous note on IS-012, the shapeshifter has requested it be released in Antiverse 2. While this is unusual, I see no reason, at this stage, not to grant him a small override. Permanent directive to all staff, all levels. No further communication with IS-012 is permitted. All contact must be reported immediately. If it speaks, silence it. If it escapes containment, subdue it by any means available. In all cases, summon gatekeeper assistance immediately.
Knowing Mance's disdain for the gatekeepers and their methodology, it seems IS-012 has caused major issues, or at least attempted to provoke such a strong reaction from Mance. A final audio log from Mance delves into the history of IS-012.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting, Research Director, Gate Cascade Research Facility. At last I have had to face the truth of my convictions. IS-012, the shape-shifting creature calling itself Dr. Khan, is much more than it pretends. I believe we have, trapped here at Cascade, one of our species' great enemies. If I am correct, it has been identified many times in human history, under many names. From prehistory to Babylon and beyond, this creature has been trying to bring about something unspeakable. As a scientist, every fiber of my being resists this conclusion. But I am convinced he is our enduring opponent. What this means for us, and what we are supposed to do with Dr. Khan, I do not yet know. The consequences of a misstep are beyond calculation.
As for endgame, the player finds IS-012 in containment in the laboratories. The shapeshifter convinces the player they are a scientist who locked himself in a containment room on accident, and the best way to move forward would be to reset the security systems to reprogram the automated turrets to not target the player. Once done, the player is immediately greeted by Khan at superhuman speeds. As the player progresses, IS-012 appears repeatedly around the area quicker than should be possible, especially without the player ever seeing them move before themselves. Even more worrying, somehow when the player is taken into the Night Realm by IS-059, IS-012 seems to be able to peer into the world with us while still seemingly being on the other side.
It's almost peaceful here.
When the player makes it to the Shadowgate facility and encounters IS-0117, Kane seems to have an affinity for the creature. Due to later actions, it can be assumed that there is some kind of relationship or partnership going on between the two ISs. Furthermore, the importance of Antiverse 2 to IS-012 is increased due to IS-017's creation of the life there. Once the player has made it to the end of the resident sector and has finally escaped the facility, they can find Dr. Thule and IS-012 talking inside of a rundown church together. Dr. Khan is outed as IS-0112, but not before trying to emotionally manipulate the player once more.
I suppose you're actually going to listen to this creature. He's about as human as my shoe.
Ulrich, I can't believe you would... You know what? He's right. I'll be honest with you. I am IS-12. I took Dr. Khan's likeness because he was so kind to me. Every day he accepted me for who I was. He would say to me...
Dr. Khan wasn't even on your project. You never met the man.
He's right. I didn't actually know Dr. Khan. But let's agree on one thing. We all want to get home.
Due to a lack of options available, the player decides to listen to Dr. Khan. Using the player who has gained the power of the Sun Disk as well as the tachyonic forces of this specific location, Khan is able to get the player to fight the Wayseeker, or IS-117. And upon killing the creature, it creates a rift letting countless antiverses have access to our world. Afterwards, IS-012 grows a grotesque and uncanny smile while thanking the player for their efforts, and leaves a message from its apparent overlord.
My master sends you this message of approval.
In cabin, dear. Cabentos.
It's a little hard to translate, but roughly it means, wherever in the universe you may find yourself, rejoice. For the only true home is the grave.
IS-012 then disappears to an unknown location, but it will most likely not be the last it is seen. IS number 13, Tub of Blood. IS-013, aka the Tub of Blood, is a simple metal tub filled to the brim with blood that seems to have zero genetic matches with anyone on Earth. Inside of the tub is a creature that seemingly has chicken-like feet based on the footprints that can be found in its cell in-game. It was found in Akwinhatiti sometime in 1968 and was recovered by a group of gatekeepers. The subject was taken during its hibernation but reportedly woke twice on the flight over. Dr. Mance describes the footage as messy. The subject does not seem to be able to liquefy or slip through drains as one scientist feared and prefers to stay near its origin of the tub, but it is still incredibly dangerous due to its hostile nature. Containment protocols state that IS-013 should be kept in a room with the door locked between the hours of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Cleaners will go in daily to prevent buildup and risk of decay due to the subject touching everything it can after coming out of its metallic cocoon. While in-game, the creature never shows itself, the remaining mess caused by its last late-night roam can be seen in its cell. IS number 14, Time Break. The Time Break is a ceramic artifact with the innate ability to slow the time of anything that comes within a 3-foot range of it. Containment protocols state that all research into IS-014 is to remain non-contact until further notice. Bringing physical items near the device is prohibited and a 3-foot perimeter is advised at all times. Non-invasive EM study is permitted but appears ineffective. An email between Dr. Mance and Dr. Yannick recites the difficulties of learning more about the subject as well as an incident in which a scientist was trapped momentarily.
Sir, we've run into a serious issue with IS-0014. Its temporal distortion increases the closer we get, meaning that as soon as our instruments touch it, they stop working. There's no way to take a sample.
With respect, Daniel, it's your job to find a way around this.
I know, but Dr. Vernikov touched it and was practically stuck to it for the next 20 minutes. Now Dina Qatar's team wants to assess the effects on him, which is fair enough, but we're still no closer to discovering where on Earth this came from or who made it.
I think we can be fairly sure it wasn't Turkmen nomads, so that's a start.
Another email between the two shows that some progress has been made in figuring out what this device is and even the possibility that Dr. Yannick has learned how to replicate the effect in some way.
You asked for an update on 0014. We started calling it the Time Break because frankly that's what it is. Bear with me, if my assessment is correct, it's a device for low mass temporal distortion. Whoever created this found a way to induce near singularity intensity distortions of local spacetime at close to zero density. I'm sure I don't have to tell you what this means.
No, what you need to tell me is that you found a way to emulate it.
I don't want to put this in an email. Come see me in C Block when you get a moment. You're going to love this.
IS number 17, Amnesia Threshold. IS-017 is a wooden doorway that was found in a farmhouse. It was seemingly a part of a ship at some point. The doorway affects those who walk through it by erasing parts of their memory. Not much is known about the amount of memory erased due to the danger in attempting to study such an object, but it is known the amount of memory wipe can be influenced by the current season and speed you walk through it. For example, in the summer it is known to erase more memory than in the winter, although it still varies on whether you forget a day, month, or even years. Containment protocols state that only those given express permission by T. Anderson may have access to IS-017, and all staff are forbidden from passing through the doorway. These restrictions largely come from an incident found in a recording from Dr. Mance.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting, Research Director, Gate Cascade Research Facility. I've been asked to provide a report on the recent incident involving IS-017. Our protocols around this subject have been extremely cautious since the difficult experience of the trans recon team that recovered it in 1986. We've been candid about its psychiatric effects and the difficulty of predicting their duration. The incident in question concerned a staff member who had recently suffered a difficult breakup. He wished to remove all memory of his paramour. While successful and informative, 017 wiped considerably more memory than he expected. We're banning this kind of haphazard practice going forward.
An email between Dr. Havel and Dr. Hutton suggests a potential theory on where this anomalous ability originated from.
We got the mass spectrography results back on IS-017. It's teak from India, around Pondicherry apparently, but it's heavily permeated with salt, likely from the North Atlantic, suggesting it was used in maritime building.
So, it's from a ship, what else?
I spoke to Young about it and she said something interesting. It makes people forget, right? She suggested it could be imprinted with something, a force we're not detecting, but embedded by an event so traumatic that it became part of the wood.
Is there any evidence of this, or is it not one of our feelings?
Why Jar Jar Binks
Well,
is in
maybe
there?
interesting is the wrong word, but it's the only theory we've got right now. We've dealt with weirder concepts.
When encountered by the player in game, Dr. Houston can be found outside of the containment cell dazed and confused due to the effects of the doorway.
I'm joining Dr. Tanga's team. Do you know her?
It is unknown why exactly she walked through.
Yes, I can
if
do
the
that
player
too.
attempts to walk through the doorway, they will be given a pop-up warning asking if they would like to reset their jobs and trades chosen at the start of the game. Accepting this will let you once again choose your character traits as well as reset all skills to level 3. IS number 18, the Red Chair. The red chair is a seemingly normal Victorian-style chair, other than the fact that it seems to be perpetually damp, but it hides a sinister effect. Sitting on the chair, or even leaning on it in any way, will cause the chair to teleport you to a hostile antiverse. Due to this, containment protocols state that the chair is to be kept in containment and may not be relocated or shifted in any way without express permission of the Gate Executive Committee. Any and all study must be accompanied by a trans recon unit of no less than 4 people. All personnel must be equipped and armed according to Manifest GCRF ISP 0018A. Sitting, resting, or lounging on this chair is forbidden at all times for all personnel unless given express permission. If sat on in-game, the player will be transported to Antiverse 19, or ISO 31, the pool rooms. This will be touched on more in its own entry. IS number 23, Darkwater Beast. ISO 23 is an entity from Antiverse 42. Antiverse 42 is a world in which we humans are as small as bacteria, and as it is with all creatures from this antiverse, the final extent of this ISO 23's growth is unknown. Based on the ISO 23 figurine subtext, the creature was once the same size, if only for a brief time. ISO 23 was originally contained in the aquarium with many other aquatic life forms. After consuming all other life forms in the waters, as well as outgrowing the containment, it was then moved to the hydro plant's reservoir. Subjects in Antiverse 42 have reportedly been seen exceeding 50 meters in length. Due to this, containment protocols state GISP guidelines stipulate hydro containment dimensions of at least 80 by 15 meters for any creature under 15 meters. Any and all research personnel must be accompanied by gatekeepers or other staff trained in defense use of electromagnet emission devices. These devices should be ranged from 100 EV to 100k EV. ISO 23 should never be fed outside of the clearly defined weekly schedule. The discovery of this creature's hatred towards EM energy was found by Dr. Bernick and Dr. Langsky after testing the new ultrawave systems.
Did you notice that 0023 hit at the far end of the Darkwater Cave when we were testing those new ultrawave systems?
Either it hates high energy EM energy, or the sight of your mug spooked it.
It was definitely the X-rays. Who could say no to this face?
The Darkwater Beast can often be heard emitting high-pitched noises almost like underwater radar. Personnel find themselves stuck in the water with ISO 23, stay away from the beast and do not try to agitate it. Find the nearest exit and swim there calmly without getting in the creature's space or way. Some scientists will not give off a threatening presence to the Darkwater Beast if their fishing skill is at a level of 15 or higher. The 2 locations ISO 23 can currently be found in are in the Hydro Plant's reservoir and beneath the Gale reactor. The final and possibly most important information about this IS is that getting footage of it was one of the worst experiences of my life. Fuck off. Why the fuck do I need footage from this? No. IS number 28, the library. IS-028 is a library that extends seemingly infinitely, filled to the brim with infinite copies of a single book. The library contains every possible permutation of said book. It is theorized that the origin of this library came about due to a failed artificial intelligence experiment. There are currently several putative modes of access to the library that have been theorized, but no current data provides coordinates or any form of point of entry. Research on this subject is slow and difficult due to its nature, and especially messy, as stated by Dr. Pendleton.
Theo, I asked for your research on IS-0028, and I received a box of random notes, papers, and photographs. What am I supposed to do with this?
You're talking about a sub-dimension that is, to all intents and purposes, an infinite collection of notes. So I sent you everything I had.
This is a total mess.
It's a work in progress. Remember, sometimes the only difference between science and screwing around is writing it down.
IS number 31, the pool room. The pool room, or Antiverse 19, is a winding hall of spacious pool-like rooms with incoherent corners and stairs that seemingly lead nowhere. The method of access comes from any sort of sitting, leaning, or resting upon IS-018, aka the red chair. Containment Protocol states IS-031 is off limits to all personnel unless they are accompanied by approved gatekeeper staff or tactical TR teams equipped with gear in the manifest GCRF ISP 0018A, as well as IR and low light observation equipment. Hydrophobic protective wear is heavily encouraged to anyone venturing into this antiverse. Any returning personnel must submit to a full spectrum decontamination. Upon returning from Antiverse 19, an effect named Crowley's Curse will be temporarily applied to scientists. Affected individuals find an increased movement speed when crouched, but a slower walking and running pace. Inside the pool rooms exist invisible creatures that will attack anyone who wanders too close to them. Their loud stomping is a good sign that you should move to a safer area. Any sane personnel who wishes to leave the pool room must first locate a camouflage button that upon being pressed will open a locked gateway to leave. IS number 42. The Lost Dog. IS-042 is a creature that can seemingly live in paintings. It has currently been seen in 13 different paintings so far, although it currently resides in the corner of Paul Rubens' Diana and Callisto. Originally appearing as a dog, it seems to have changed its form to appear as a deer in an act of camouflage. Gate is currently unaware if the creature is the animal itself, if it is aware, or even if it is being caged in these paintings. The painting was safely recovered from the MDP as reported by Dr. Dixon.
Hilda, this report on 042 is gobbledygook. I only need to know one thing. Was the Rubens exchange undetected? Can you confirm this?
Rutger, it's all in there if you look. We gained access to the MDP, replaced the item, and removed the original. The security was laughable and certainly nothing Lenore couldn't handle. The work is in our possession. They're oblivious. Weird Dog aside, it's actually a very impressive piece. You should drop by containment and take a look sometime. I'd love to show it to you.
Apologies if this sounds dismissive, Hilda, but I've got better things to do than look at a painting of a weird dog.
Curiosity killed the cat, huh?
Containment protocols state that IS-042 is to be hung on a wall measuring at least 2 by 2 meters. Viewing of the picture is allowed, but no works of creative art should be brought within 20 meters of the subject. The list of art includes, but is not limited to, hard materials, digital mediums, drawings, and any other format of media employed by any artist previously or currently living regardless of perceived or agreed artistic merit, or explicitly features or represents animals that may or may not resemble dogs. Research on IS-042 is currently in a theoretical phase, as most tests would result in damage to the painting.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting, Research Director. Recent attempts to coax IS-042 into a new home have been unsuccessful. We believe the creature, if indeed that word is appropriate, prefers mannerist art, and so provided several potential new pieces for it to inhabit, but to no avail. Dr. Tang wishes to determine whether the entity is trapped in its current environment, inactive, or simply wishes to remain where it is, but his suggestions risk destroying the work in question. I have told him to adjust his methods. Antique artworks aside, I have always been a bit of a dog person. I have no desire to risk harming 042.
IS number 52. Gravity Dampener. IS-052 is a blue glowing cube that reduces local gravitational pull, causing users holding the device to have a much higher jump and a much lighter landing. IS-052 containment protocols state the device must be kept clear of gravitational sensitive equipment, temporally dynamic systems, relativistic active research subjects, and all perforation events. Any staff member handling the gravity dampener are required to wear heavy impact protective clothing at all times. IS-052 was found in Antiverse 8, and current research has been impeded by both the lack of proper equipment and the misuse of the item by research personnel.
I have had to secure IS-52 personally, following the latest abuse of containment procedures by staff in C-blocks. I understand fully well the attraction of jumping 3 times higher than normal, or floating gently down from the 3rd story of the megalift, but the gravity cube is not a toy. While I admit to a light skip as I carried it to its containment cell, it is a profound and unique disturbance in the space-time fabric of our universe. It's also quite glowy.
In-game, the cube can be crafted into a trinket, allowing the player to hop around to higher places and land softly from higher drops. IS number 53. Kiz Cola. Kiz Cola, or IS-053, is a vending machine that produces a singular brand of soda, that obviously being Kiz Cola. The machine restocks by itself and seemingly doesn't need power to operate. Containment states that due to its lack of fatal incidents and its inability to be contained, it may reside in the hallway in the laboratories, but it has been recommended to not ingest any contents dispensed from IS-053. Even with these warnings, some scientists have become a fan of the drink.
This is Dr. Derek Mance. When I visited Dr. Stern's laboratory today, he was acting oddly, even by his standards. He seemed extremely agitated, speaking too fast to follow. Then I saw the empty can from IS-53. I would have thought a man of Dr. Stern's apparent intelligence would know better than to imbibe beverages from a dispenser that appeared literally from nowhere, restocks itself, and cannot be turned off. I will be pushing Anderson to review the protocols that allow such a device to sit in an open hallway.
The issues that are produced with the machine being so readily available to staff are not easily assessed as the machine seems to rest where it wants.
Who keeps putting these Kiz Cola stickers all over the place?
That would be Dr. Stern. He's been using the decal printer in the labs. He's a big fan of the drink.
Is this kind of obsession one of the side effects when drinking Kiz?
This kind of obsession is one of the side effects of being Dr. Stern. If you didn't want people to drink it, you shouldn't have left it in the hallway.
Look, Petra, I think we've been clear at this, or as clear as we can be about Jura-level subjects. It has decided it lives there. We destroyed an entire hallway, and it just moved to a new one. If we demolish every office-like hallway in Australia, it would probably just turn up in New Zealand. The safest course is to let it stay where it is, educate people on its effects, and discourage use.
Good luck educating Dr. Stern.
Reports have stated that the drink tastes like a sweet candy-flavored energy drink. In-game, the machine can be found in the laboratory's hallway next to Abe and Janet. The machine will dispense cans of soda that emit very low levels of radiation. If drunk, the player will receive 0 to 2 buffs, those being rad-resistant, sugar-high, sweet tooth, caffeinated, magente, or health syringe. If none of these effects are applied, then the player will be given stinky or toilet emergency. IS number 59, the Reaper. The Reaper is an entity that seems to originate from Antiverse 39. The Gate Compendium entry states that there is no known way to contain this creature. IS-059 can enter and exit locations seemingly at will. There is currently no known reason for this ability to do so. Conventional weaponry seems to have no effect on the creature, although it can be momentarily stunned by using high-energy electromagnetic devices. It is noted any and all data acquired on IS-059 has been under difficult or ad hoc circumstances, and no opportunities for controlled study have appeared. An email between members of the Order can be found that seem to tell of a greater and more ancient war we've had with this creature.
The Gate. I have reviewed the reports. The creature that stalks the halls of their grossly misnamed security sector, I believe, may be the enemy of old. It speaks akin to the cow worshippers, and behaves as the stories speak of Somnivore.
If there is even the remotest possibility of the truth to your concerns, this is condemnable. I will inform the Praetorium at once. Gather all the information you are able to. Clericus, this directive supersedes any existing or subsequent directives from all the superiors beneath Praetors. Confirm immediately.
Agmasco Legate.
Along with a Muriel in the Praetorium, it seems the Order has a history with this creature and possibly knows of its origin, nature, and even a possible solution to defeating it.
Praetor, I come to you with confirmation of our concerns. It is certain now the Prometheans have unleashed the Somnivore. They have long known of its realms. Now it roams the facility at will, transducting victims unimposed. We have lost several Triali already. Requiem aeternam.
This comes as little surprise, Legate. We have faced this foe before, and we will do so again. Its existence and our own are inextricably intertwined. I will direct the Clericum to provide your accounts of our original engagement immediately. May they provide guidance.
Agnosco. But I must ask in humbleness, what if the implements used almost 2 millennia ago no longer confound this creature?
In-game, the Reaper can be found stalking the halls of the security sector. Bodies can be found sprawled upon the floor, as well as walls coated in blood from its time hunting anything or anyone in its territory. The creature's eyes don't seem to detect easily in the dark, so it's best to sneak around and avoid alerting the beast. If alerted, the Reaper will charge the player, and once a hold of them, will send them to the Night Realm. Upon doing so, the player will be given the Disorientated debuff, which seems to slowly fade the screen from black to being able to see again. If hit with the X-ray, the creature will temporarily be stunned as well as drop a Night Essence. After being stunned, instead of trying to teleport the player, it will instead slash at the player with its scythe-like hands. If instead hit with the laser or holy damage, the creature will dissipate and relocate elsewhere in the sector. Multiple keypads in the sector are coated in clinging shadows that can only be removed by destroying night spheres in the Night Realm. It is unconfirmed if IS-059 was the one to place these blockades. During the reactivation of the Gale Reactor, the Reaper will temporarily show up and attack various enemies, and only attack the player if they get too close or if all the other enemies are dead. IS number 60, Sector 13 Project. The first and only mention of IS-060 comes from an email found in the laboratories.
Derek, there's a project I've only recently become aware of. It's been assigned as IS-0060, but I can't find any record of who started working on it or who's responsible for it now. None of the people named seem to have ever worked at any gate facility I'm aware of, yet paperwork continues to appear. Who is P. Libwell? Their name comes up a lot on the paperwork.
I looked into it, and honestly, I'm baffled. It's impossible to know what is being talked about in the paperwork. Who wrote this? I wouldn't be surprised to discover this is something to do with Shadowgate. Gatekeeper accountability is a joke.
I thought about that, but it doesn't add up. Gatekeeper reports don't sound like this, and those aren't any GK staff we have on record. Are you sure none of your staff are working on this?
I am certain none of my team are working on this. I can't even find a record of who filed it as IS-060. I'm sure we'd both remember signing off on that designation. I suggest we don't tell anyone about this until we understand more. Bring it to the next exec committee meet.
Agreed. If this is another prank by the accounting department, I will raise hell.
And my fellow, I will be right behind you into the breach.
After reading the email, the player is given the containment protocol for IS-060. Containment protocols state, all paperwork found from IS-060, aka paperwork referring to the Sector 13 project, is to be filed in a filing cabinet in the IS-060 cell in Curie Wing, and a security report must also be filed stating the full name and employee ID of the person who recovered the documents, when they first became aware of the documents, and where the documents were found. Currently, the Curie sector doors can be seen in-game, although it is impossible to get into due to a webbing-like growth on the other side of the doors. The sector may be accessible in the future, but for now, the most we can do about IS-060 is theorize. IS number 64, Composer. Composers are tall, slender creatures. They are composed of organic, porcelain-like shells and quite resilient muscle tissue. Holes line their body at random as well as emitting a constant low hum with some whistling from the one in its chest. Containment states that any non-adjacent IS-064 specimen should be located at least 2,000 meters away from any perforation phenomenon. All locations are required to be equipped with perforation-suppressing fields, backup power, and fully hermetically sealed. It is recommended to have acoustic baffling, as the long-term effects of exposure to the composer's songs are currently unknown. The first appearance of the composers came about in Flat Hill directly after Gates' first successful perforation experiments. Along with their appearance came the mist that now enshrouds the town. The current theory states that composers are constrained in their movements due to geomagnetic and telluric currents endemic to the local area. An opposing theory by Dr. Abe Stern suggests that IS-064's exploration of the local area is limited due to conditions in its home antiverse, which now obtrude into the vicinity of Flat Hill. Evidence for this possibility is still pending. These hostile creatures cannot hear, ironically enough, but upon spotting a victim, will cry out and then attempt to chase them down. They will attempt to smack, stomp, or even grab and eat the victims if caught. If its prey runs into a smaller doorway, they may even attempt to reach in and grab the target. If the doorway is big enough, the composers will even crouch down and enter to hunt further. In a recording by Dr. Mance, it seems that the composers have a way of communicating through their quote-unquote songs.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting, Research Director. IS-064 seems to sing to itself, if you could call it that, emitting a series of resonant tones suggestive of communication. The cavities that create these sounds appear to be the same cavities the creature uses to ingest anyone who comes within reach.
Currently, there is one composer in containment in the laboratories. Testing has found it may be connected to a hive mind through its large protrusions on its shoulders.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting. IS-064, or The Composer, a piece of reluctant poetry from yours truly, displays a high degree of synchronized behavior. Dr. Pendleton speculates they are interconnected in some fashion. A hive mind, perhaps? Interestingly, these synchronized behaviors vanish when the large protrusions are separated from what you would call its shoulders. We also cannot rule out the mist as some kind of transference medium.
The removed protrusions can be found on a table in the laboratories, and due to the apparent disconnect from the hive mind, the contained composer seems to cry out due to loneliness in its cell. It is later stated by Dr. Mance that the composer may also be an extension of another entity trying to make its way into our world.
Increasingly, we believe IS-064, the composer, is not an individual being at all, but the extension of another entity entirely. We've not been able to reach this entity, nor open another perforation to its original domain. We achieved close contact of a sort, but now it seems to be almost hiding from us. We are unsure how it managed this, but if I'm right, and it interpreted our first intrusion as an attack, this may have consequences we cannot foresee.
IS number 78, the earworm. IS-078 is an auditory virus that presents itself as a familiar piece of music. The song will play in the minds of victims, causing eventual loss of sanity and driving the victim mad. Transmission is as easy as any attempt to sing, perform, or describe the music to others. The song has been found to date all the way back to 300 BC in Persia. Due to the danger of this IS, Dr. Mance has sent out an email calling for the suspension of research for all staff.
To all research staff, due to the difficulty in containing IS-078 and its highly infective nature, all research on this subject is suspended in the interests of staff safety. Please do not mention or attempt to describe this subject to any other staff member. Do not hum, sing, or whistle an impression of IS-078. Thank you for your cooperation.
IS number 83, Space Queen. IS-083 is an arcade machine that, when played...
Well, good kings, this is the flat color I have fixed up for a character. I will do the rest of the shading tomorrow. Technically I can finish it by today, but you know, I need to at least work on a little bit on everything every day. So I have to work on this now. But generally, yep, this is what it's shown so far. Oh yeah, the button. Still haven't like did the button yet. Oh. Oh. Yeah, there's stuff I need to fix here and there. Seems. Yeah, still I should work on it faster. I know you're waiting for it. Oops. Yeah, once I gave like your code a little bit of red from the inside, because you can see like usually code like inside have a silk. That depends like is you want the silk or any other, but either way, it is a double layer stuff, or triple layer, or quadruple layer. Depends on like your area temperatures. But the most minimum would be 2 layers. So there would be like, they usually have like one color on the surface, another color beneath the surface. Getting close. If you zoom in real close, it's not full black. It's blue, kind of, your hair colors. But at a distance, they would just kind of like see as the same thing. But generally, it would be like that. Generally, it would be like that. And ooh, actually, I felt like today should be like as much as I can like provide, because usually I would draw long time until it's 5 or something. But again, I did say I have like this double vision issues. My eyes is like super tired. I'm getting more and more lazy. I'm not sure I'm just getting lazy or my body is like degrading at a much more faster speed than it usually do. Have to at least make 1 frame and then retire from the work. Okay. Yeah.
Will transport the player into its game. Space Queen. Containment.
An impression of ISO 78.
Space Queen. ISO 83 is an arcade machine that, when played, will transport the player into its game. Space Queen. Containment protocols state that IS 083 should be kept unpowered under Crucia's containment protocols, unless being studied by yellow tier clearance staff and above. The only staff activating the machine should be trans-recon operatives fully trained in psycho-excursive protocols. Originally, the protocols were much more lenient around Space Queen.
This is Dr. Derek Mance. Despite the obvious risks, IS 083 has become a regular lunchtime haunt for several staff members. They call it research, and in a facility such as this, there needs to be some lenience, I suppose, so long as no one forgets to close the door.
After further research, it was deemed that stricter containment was necessary to the safety of staff and the IS itself.
Grayson, an urgent request. Please install level 5 security on the IS 083 immurement site immediately. It has come to my attention that the entity is more fragile and potentially prone to contamination than we believed. Furthermore, it looks like the staff have been interacting with 083 on their personal time, which we can no longer permit due to the elevated risks. If Strauss or Anderson ask any questions, direct them to me.
Copy. We'll get someone on that shortly.
Mance's concerns were correct, as in-game the machine can be found with an infectious trail leading from IS 0235 to the arcade cabinet. Space Queen was recovered in 1987 from the storage basement of a defunct mall in Anaheim. There is no official record of Space Queen or Lysoft EPE, the credited company in its creation. The machine is best described as a psychotemporal gateway that transports the complete current awareness of the user into a simulated environment resembling a video game. Dr. Tenku has demonstrated that the unit does undergo some form of data loss and gain while being operated. A non-invasive tomography of the unit's interior shows an apparent construction date circa 1982. However, scans reveal componentry that is either generic or, like its extraordinarily advanced microprocessor and small-scale transistors, are stamped with markings that reference no known manufacturer. Any further investigations would require disassembling and or possibly destroying IS 083, which at this time is not permitted by Keystone. While not much is known about the machine's origins, a recent email by Dr. Lasseter seems to hint at a possible way to locate the parent company of the arcade cabinet.
Abe, I received a pretty solid download from the TR-4A to A10 today. They were scanning level K45B91. Most of it's gibberish, as you'd expect, but I was getting pretty frustrated, so I started a more stochastic search. Guess what I found? Do the words soft lyco-ordinates mean anything to you? I couldn't believe it, but I'm interested in your thoughts. I'm sure there's more here if we can just formulate the right inquiries. Come check it out when you get a moment.
Well, that's very interesting, Theo. Very interesting indeed.
I'm a little tied up with a packet of Antiverse 2 data that seems to have spooked Derek, but I should be able to come in and review your findings tomorrow, if I can just figure out what this carrier signal is hiding.
In-game, the player can interact and be sucked into the game. The story of the game follows a protagonist called Space Queen Maxine and her quest to reach the Orbital Oracle. The game could optionally be played with 2 players, where the second player would be her trusty space feline. Upon interacting with the machine, when the player is teleported in, they are teleported to the 8 out of 15 worlds in Space Queen. The ice level is the only one currently playable, as it seems the infection from IS-0235 has sent the system into some sort of shutdown. When interacting with one of the NPCs, it's apparent that something is not quite right. It seems some sort of external source, this being IS-0235, is harming the game and changing it. The player is then prompted to collect coins and crowns around the area. After completing multiple miniature challenges and fighting one of the bosses in the game, a beam will open up which allows the player to come and go as they please. IS number 88, Scuttlebug. The Scuttlebug is a blind creature that burrows in the ground as a way of protecting itself. When found in Antiverse 2-B and 2-C, the player may crouch up to the bug and attack it to collect a carapace. If not approached while crouching, the creature will jump and emit a small yelp before running into a nearby burrow. Based on the tendrils on the face of IS-088, it can be assumed the creature uses them to navigate based on touch or smell, almost like that of a mole. IS number 91, Layak. IS-091 is a creature that consists of a fleshy skull with 3 eyes, matted locks of black hair, a partial spine column, fangs, tentacles hanging from its body, and a pair of lungs. The Layak will only appear to one person at a time. It will then slowly approach the victim until it can attack at a close range. The only ways to impede or stop the Layak are by staring at it for a prolonged period of time from a distance, or by using high-level electromagnetic rays. It will then dissipate for a period of time, and if dissipated with X-rays, it will choose a potential new target and reappear. This creature was first discovered by a trans recon team led by Lenora Riggs, although it was first spotted by Dr. Stern.
IS-091 is the most intense AV candidate we've ever encountered. Despite its appearance, it's a transcorporeal entity of some kind, invulnerable to any of the physical deterrents we've tested so far. Walls, doors, shielding, they do nothing to impede it. Intriguingly, it only appears to a single viewer at one time. Dr. Stern has that dubious honor. He identified it in the field and it followed him back here. Began materializing in the facility, looking for him like a lost puppy.
Once its weakness to X-rays was discovered, containment protocols became such. IS-091 is to be subject at all times to an electromagnetic field with photon energies ranging from 100 EV to 100K EV. The subject must be identified hourly, and the observation must then be recorded in the subject's daybook. Anyone viewing or perceiving IS-091 in any other circumstances or conditions should stare directly at the creature until it vanishes, at which point they should report the encounter immediately to security staff for their safety as well as their peers. In-game, the creature will occasionally appear to one player after finding its containment cell in the laboratories. If the player eats any form of the Gribe plant, it will cause the Layak to target them and appear more often. This indicates the Layak came from the same antiverse as the plant, Antiverse 33, aka the Flesh Dimension. When blasted with X-ray, the Layak will drop Layak Essence, which is highly radioactive and can be used for a number of crafting recipes. The player can eventually discover a recipe for a containment cell for the Layak. Upon hitting the Layak with X-ray near the machine, the Layak will be trapped and contained as long as the device is fueled with Gribes every once in a while. If the player sleeps while the Layak has manifested and is after them, the Layak will appear in the player's dreams and move closer relative to how far they are in the real world. The real world use of its name comes from a creature in Bali folklore. The folklore consists of a floating head with entrails still attached, not too far off from how it appears in game. IS number 91-B, Kraus. The Kraus is another version of the Layak with a fondness for the cold. The creature only has one eye and much more thick white hair as well as tusks instead of fangs. The Kraus behaves very similarly to the Layak, but when it has direct line of sight with the player, after 10 seconds the player will become frozen momentarily. The creature is an extremophile, only being able to handle frigid temperatures. As a result, it has been reported to significantly affect temperature gradients in the immediate area of its presence. The Kraus can only appear in cold places as well, such as the server room in the office sector, cold storage in the laboratories, and the residences. A facility-wide cold snap can also allow the Kraus to appear anywhere. A stronger form of X-ray is needed to combat this creature, that being the Aux lamp. The Aux lamp works at a frequency of above 100 keV. The buildable containment cell works on this version of the creature as well, although instead of gribes to fuel the machine, you will need to use ice cream. Just like the Layak, the Kraus will leave behind a form of essence when hit with the proper X-ray levels. Containment is similar to the Layak with its own unique features here and there. Containment protocols state, all containment facilities for 091-B require the utilization of vacuum-grade insulation and must maintain temperatures at or below critical substantiation levels at all time. Persistent high-energy EM spectrum radiation with hardened fail-safe backup power connection is required. A proof study must be given to a single designated researcher, and in the event of a containment breach or failure, the active researcher must maintain direct line of visual contact until IS 091-B desubstantiates. Then, notify gatekeeper personnel immediately. Grade 4 low temperature protective clothing is mandated for all personnel entering the Kraus's containment cell. It is notable that a third version of the Layak is kept in the Leaf facility in the Bahamas, although no more documentation can be found at Cascade at this time. The creature kept here could be the legend of the Manananggal or the legend of the Penangalan, as each legend consists of a floating head with organs hanging from below. Just like the Layak, the Kraus is based on folklore, originating from Southeast Asia this time. The folklore talks of a disembodied head of a woman with internal organs still attached, hanging from below. IS number 92, the Lodestones. The Lodestone is a biomechanical artifact that has the ability to attract and tether perforation gateways. Little is known about the Lodestones. The origin, how many exist, and who made them are all a mystery at this current time. The device is described as a pin stuck to a map, allowing its creators to open a portal that not only connects to anywhere a Lodestone has been, but as well as when it has been. The ability to travel through space and time leaves an intimidating impression from its creators. A large question regarding the Lodestones is the meaning behind the symbols and shapes carved into its surfaces. Some found on Earth seem highly anthropocentric, while those from other worlds seem distinctly alien. It is unknown if this was meant to show origin, intent, or perhaps mean multiple creators. The Order has been found to have a large supply of these Lodestones, although they refer to the devices as Anchorae.
Divinitor. The incidence of High Inquisitors seeking access to the Anchorae has increased by a notable degree. Our reserves are diminishing. I do not wish to alarm you, merely to ensure that you are aware of this activity.
Sic Clericus. Praetor Gavras has determined the value of their research exceeds the risk. His judgment can be trusted. He assures me the flux is temporary, and all artifacts will be returned in due course.
Bonum est, Divinitor, illud manet.
They seem to have researched or found meaning behind these devices long ago and perhaps even know more of the creators than we do. While at this time the device is not fully understood by us, the Order is certainly aware of our knowledge of such artifact and fear what may come with our potential discoveries.
Gain. Is it possible that Gate has possession of an Anchorae?
Siddiq has reported no such concern, and we have seen no indication of their awareness.
Siddiq is a wretch and a coward. I am convinced that Gate possesses at least knowledge of the Anchorae, and possibly a specimen. I comprehend your doubt, but urge you to review the sources.
You extend hope into certainty, Atrim. They cannot have acquired such an artifact. We would detect it.
Our surveillance is imperfect, and their own knowledge poorly indexed. I doubt even Gate is sure of the divide between their knowledge, their belief, and their suspicion. Stand in another's place and allow your mind a new conclusion. The Anchorae's masters would not have overlooked the Prometheans and their ambitions. It stands to reason, therefore, that they are guiding the fools towards their artifacts. Does it not?
I recant. You make a sound argument, Atrim. There is nothing I would not put past those matrix.
No, I just realized.
The Lodestone can be found being worshipped by a community in Antiverse 168, known as Canaan. Based on the 4 diaries of Nikita, an Order Inquisitor was drunk and spilled the secrets of the Lodestone to someone after the Order's faith was too demanding for his spirit, after which the listener followed the Inquisitor outside and stole the Lodestone after killing him. This led to a village in Canaan being founded where the Lodestone is part of their religion. Gate soon found this village and attempted to dispatch an expedition that could possibly locate the Lodestone. Once the Order caught wind of this, the danger of Gate finding and activating the device was quickly established.
Praetor, It seems the Prometheans have unwittingly revealed the location of a lodestone. They established a rift with no inkling of what they have unearthed. The rift is in their particle lab, near their bestiary, but we have not been able to reopen it. The adjointment seems to require a biological activation. Inquisitors investigating suggest that Gate have harnessed growths from the dimension of sleep. The Reaper's shade plant and coiled vines carry a world bridge within them. We can utilize these to restore the rift. Inquisitor Malanaki disinterred data indicating that Gate dispatched an expedition to the Lodestone's location. He interprets their psychobabble to imply they have encountered...
Actually, when I'm playing the Abiotic, like I bought a server to play with my friends, and we have reached the Lodestone area. So technically, we just almost reached, not really close at all to the half of the game. There's still so many things in this game. This game is so fucking wonderful. I love Abiotic. Anyone who specializes in lore design should really like take a look at how Abiotic does that stuff. It's really, really good. I know there is a lot of things like mimic around like SCP stuff, but they kind of like grab the dimension part of the SCP and then like spun everything in their own way. By the way, like I say, I'm just going to like fix one of the frame. I draw one of the frame and then like did a little bit of fixing. So far, everything is doing great. But I feel like the nose does teleport a little bit too much. Yeah, I guess it's because that one is a little bit different looking. Yeah, this one is a little bit too different. I need to do some adjustment. Where's my glove? Just toss away my glove out of like habit. Ooh. Yeah, and this one is a little bit too sharp on the nose side. So I'm going to... reduce the nose sharpness on like the first frame. Yeah, the nose I still need to do some work to like kind of like make it more consistent. You can see this one. It's supposed to bend up, but I kind of like bend it a little bit too much. Alright, I'll be taking my break. My eyes has seen too many things. I've been stressing out my eyes a little bit too much, I guess. I need to touch more grasses. Alright then, as always, guys, stay healthy, stay safe. Until next time, stay tuned on the next stream. Bye-bye.